Chapter 3573.
No.
I want to go back to Russia.
Hey?
What do you mean? Why are you running away when I don't give you meat? What kind of person are you? Lu Yan cursed in exasperation, thinking Xiao Fei was angry.
Yeah.
So, do you want to sleep with me? I'm not leaving either. Bullshit. I don't care if you leave or not. If you want to leave, leave now. Lu Yan didn't feel good about it. Technically, Xiao Nan was no longer in the family. Even if he was rescued, he wouldn't dare to come back in a short time. What was the point of Xiao Fei returning to the family? Xiao Fei's father didn't like Lu Yan and tried his best to prevent Lu Yan and Xiao Fei from being together. Yan, Xiao Nan may have been kicked out by you this time, but his influence is still there. Plus, Xiao Nan has stockpiled a batch of firearms. My father doesn't know about this. He plans to trade them with someone in private. So, Lu Yan stared at him in exasperation. So I have to go back, get the goods, and sell them. Then I'll buy you a bag, Lu Yan. Thinking of the roses, luxury bags, and bulletproof vests that Xiao Fei had given her on Chinese Valentine's Day, Lu Yan felt warm inside. Do you really think I'm going to live off you for the rest of my life? Our Xiao family is a firearms family. Even if I'm not in the family and have no power, it's not hard for me to get billions of yuan. Xiao Nan's goods are good. When I was in Moscow, I sent people to keep an eye on them. Now that he's not here, I'm going to sell them. What will you do after you get them? Lu Yan looked at him with longing in her eyes. I'll go to you with the money. Xiao Fei reached out his hand gently and touched Lu Yan's face. This time, she didn't move away. Instead, she raised her hand and placed it on the back of Xiao Fei's hand. Then you must be careful. Don't let anything happen to you. I won't. Your husband isn't that weak. Even if he's weak, he can't control our Queen Yan. Get out. Don't talk nonsense. Okay, let's cut the crap. It's about time. The old man is going to flip out if he can't find me. I don't want him to know that you're in Thailand. You better get out of here as soon as possible. Otherwise, if they find out that Huao isn't dead, you'll be in trouble. No matter how powerful Lu Yan was, she had too many enemies, so Xiao Fei wanted to persuade her to leave as soon as possible. Yes, I know. Then I'll leave now. Xiao Fei raised his hand and fastened the button on his shirt that Lu Yan had torn open. When he reached the door, Lu Yan couldn't help but run over and hug him from behind. Psycho Xiao, you must come and find me. Don't worry, I won't run. You're not allowed to be with other women. If I find out, skin me alive, Xiao Fei said with a smile. Wrong. I'll dig up your ancestral grave. All right, little ancestor. I got it. I won't dare to do it. Don't worry. Xiao Fei turned around and pinched Lu Yan's face lovingly. Then he left the hotel suite. After Xiao Fei left, Lu Yan felt a bit down. She sat on the big bed and crossed her legs like a tough woman. Then she called Humin. Hello, this is Southside. Since she was calling a landline, she didn't see the caller ID. Humin thought it was a work buddy. Sis. Lu Yan called in a low voice. Yan. Humian's voice was filled with surprise. Sis, I'm in a bad mood. I want to talk to you. Chapter 3574. What's wrong, Yan? What's wrong? It was rare for Lu Yan to be so quiet without swearing. She must have something on her mind. Sis, I'm only in my early 20s. Isn't it too early to get married? Get married? Humin was confused. Psycho Xiao. Lu Yan explained. You want to get married to him? Humin finally understood what was going on. I just feel like there's no end to our lives. So, I thought, that's a good thing. I told you before that you're a girl and have to return to your family sooner or later. There was silence on the other end of the line. Hello? Yan, are you still there? I'm listening, sis. Have you discussed it with Xiao Fei? No, it's just an idea that popped up in my head. I'm very frustrated and conflicted, so I wanted to talk to you about it. Are you guys in a fight again? No, we're fine. Then what are you frustrated about? Humin didn't understand. Sis, I don't know if you've ever felt this way. It's when you're feeling the happiest that you've ever felt. You're worried that your current happiness is illusory. You're worried that extreme joy will turn into sorrow. You're worried that a tragedy will happen. You'll feel inexplicably uneasy. I know. Huamin had studied psychology and often talked to Jiang Xiaowei. How could he not understand this? Yeah, that's how I feel right now. It's scary. I'm depressed too. I want to be with him forever, but I feel like someone like me has no future. Maybe I won't be happy even if I get married, return to my family, and have children. I don't want my children to be hunted down and live the same life as me. You're thinking too far ahead. The thing right now is your marriage with Qiao Fei. What did he say? I didn't ask him. I don't know what he thinks. Are you sure about him? Yes, then I'm sure of it. All these years, other than him, no one else beside me has caught my eye. That's enough. Love is a matter between two people. You should discuss it with him. If you really think it's okay, I'll support you. I'll pay for all the wedding expenses. Huamin was full of pride. At the thought that Lu Yan was going to get married and go back to China to start a family, she felt more at ease. Ha ha ha, forget it. I'm richer than you. Sis, you can't even bear to spend your own money. I don't want to cheat you. Actually, this matter isn't confirmed yet. I just said it casually. Don't take it seriously. Of course, don't tell Dad. Okay, I won't say it. Has Dad contacted you recently? No. Huamian's tone was a little disappointed. That's probably because he's been rather busy recently. He hasn't contacted me either. After I'm done with my business in Syria, I'll make a trip to the United States. It's best if I can meet him.
All right. Okay, sis.
I'm fine now. Talk to you later. Before Huamin could say anything, Lu Yan hung up the call. But Huamin felt very happy when he remembered that Yan would call him when she was confused or unhappy. At least, he had regarded his sister as his spiritual support. Vice Director, Miss Singh wants to see you. A nurse from the orthopedics department came over and knocked on the door. Okay, I got it. Huamin stood up and straightened his white coat. Then he walked toward the VIP ward in the orthopedics department. Zhengro could walk now, but her movements were slow. How are you feeling today? Huamin sat down beside her. Huamin, I want to leave the hospital. Zhengro's eyes were filled with tears. You haven't recovered yet. Why do you want to leave the hospital? Didn't you say you'll leave after you recover? Huamin was surprised. Chapter 3575. I don't want to stay in this city anymore. What's wrong? What happened? Seeing that Zhengro was about to burst into tears, Huamin realized something was wrong. Zhengro didn't speak, but tears rolled down her cheeks. Why are you crying? Huamin, you know I like Suyu, right? Huamin didn't know how to respond to Zhengro's sudden question. I like Suyu very much. I left his house in a rage because he rejected me. I know. Huamin nodded. I thought we wouldn't meet again, so I gave up. But yesterday, he sent in to see me and gave me a basket of flowers and fruits. Then he didn't come himself, but sent in. What do you think he wants? I think he's too embarrassed to see you, Huamin guessed. Hee. I've been tortured by him enough. If he doesn't love me, he shouldn't care about me. Who is he trying to show this to? I hate him so much. Calm down, Zhengro. As far as I know, Suyu isn't that kind of person. He heard you were hospitalized and wanted to see you, but he felt embarrassed by what happened between you two, so I don't care. I just want to see him, said Zhengro. Huamin licked his lips, not knowing how to respond. She wasn't Suyu and didn't know what Suyu was thinking. I'm upset because I can't see him. Huamin, is there someone he likes? Zhengro probed again. I'm not sure. I haven't contacted him much recently, but I didn't hear that he has a girlfriend. Then, why doesn't he want to see me? I miss him so much. Zhengro picked up a tissue and continued crying. If you really want to see him, you might as well give him a call. I don't want to call him, he won't answer. Huamin, can you call him for me? Me? Yes, he will listen to whatever you say. If you ask him to come, he will definitely come. I'm sorry, Zhengro. I can't do this. I really don't want to get involved in Suyu's relationship. It's not my job. Huamin had done too many things recently, including getting Han Yueyao into the family for Auntie Su. If she continued to do these things without a bottom line, Huamin felt that Suyu would be disappointed. Even if they were friends, they couldn't spend money on each other. Therefore, Huamin rejected Zheng Rou's request. Then I'd better leave the hospital. Seeing Huamin's reluctance, Zheng Rou continued to cry. After chatting for a while, Huamin returned to his office. When he got home from work, he found Qin Chu wasn't back yet. Mian, are you hungry? I'll cook some dumplings for you. Eat first. They're made with radish and beef. They're delicious. Qin Chu's mother asked with concern. Mom, I'm not hungry. Is Qin Chu not back yet? Not yet. What about Little Bean and Pudding? They were taken away by Qin Ning. She said she was taking them to eat dessert. Oh. Huamin nodded and went upstairs tiredly. Zheng Rou was suddenly hospitalized, and now she wanted to see Suyu. Huamin felt strange, but he couldn't tell what was wrong. Zheng Rou said she liked Suyu very much, but Huamin couldn't sense any love in her eyes. Did Zheng Rou want something from Suyu? He couldn't figure it out after a while. The bedroom door was pushed open. Honey, you're back. Huamin immediately sat up and looked at Qin Chu. Chapter 30, 576. Vice Director Hua, you got off work early. Huamin. Huh. Why do you have to be so sarcastic? Huamin could tell that Mr. Qin seemed to be angry ever since she went into the human trafficker's den without permission. After coming back, he didn't talk to her much. At night, Qin Chu would only get into bed after she fell asleep. She thought that Mr. Qin was just in a bad mood and would be fine in a few days. But now it seemed that he was getting angrier. No, aren't you Vice Director Hua? Honey, let's not have a Cold War, okay? Cold War? I wouldn't dare. Our son is in her belly. Mr. Qin, I know I was wrong. Please don't be angry. You didn't do anything wrong. You're my ancestor. How could you be wrong? You're so wise and powerful. Nothing can stop you. Tell me, what do I have to do to make you forgive me? Huamin ran down barefoot and hugged Qin Chu's neck coquettishly. Put on your slippers. The floor is cold.
Don't.
Let's make things clear first. What do you mean? Qin Chu was confused. Aren't you angry? You keep talking to me like Vice Director. If I don't wear slippers, I'll catch a cold. I'll be fine if I catch a cold. Your son and I will suffer together. Anyway, his father won't care about us. Who said that? Do you even need to say it? If the head of the family, Qin Chu, is angry, the consequences will be serious. Qin Chu didn't say anything. He picked up the pregnant Huamin. Then, he gently placed her on the bed. Then, he squatted down and put on her slippers. His movements were so careful. Huamin's cold feet touched Qin Chu's warm fingertips. She knew very well that in this world, no one would love her more than Qin Chu. This kind of love had long sublimated their love. The two of them had become an inseparable family. To say that it was love was to underestimate the years of entanglement. Honey, I know you're angry. There are a lot of things that you and Yen know, but you don't tell me. Maybe it's because it's too bloody and the truth is too scary. I've always thought that I'm smart and won't be taken advantage of. But if something happens to me, you'll be the one suffering the most. I was too selfish this time. Don't be angry, okay? If you don't like it, I'll resign from President Wu tomorrow. I'll stay at home and give birth to our child. Huamin was very serious. He hugged Qin Chu's shoulder and whispered these words in his ear. Qin Chu loved her deeply, but he also loved her deeply. Huamin was sometimes too willful, which meant that he had too many ideas. Although he had returned safely this time, Qin Chu didn't dare to think about the process. If they were caught by those people, he didn't know what the consequences would be. Those people weren't ordinary kidnappers like Huasi and Xinjiani. Those were the real outlaws. Mian, you'll never know how I feel when I'm worried about you. I know. No, you don't understand. I can't describe it. I only know that if something happens to you, I'll die. I know now. Honey, don't be angry, okay? Look at the poor pregnant woman. Her feet are swollen like pig trotters. Huamin successfully changed the topic and pointed at his feet. Qin Chu lifted her feet and placed them on his knees, massaging them gently. Honey, do you think Zheng Rou really likes you? Humin suddenly wanted to hear Qin Chu's opinion. Chapter 35:77. Why did you ask this all of a sudden? I'm just curious. About what? Qin Chu stood up and sat down beside Humin. I should be grateful to Zheng for saving my life. But as you said, her appearance was a little coincidental. Even though you found out that the people who paid a lot of money to buy me have nothing to do with Zheng was hospitalized at Southside because of my injury. I still feel something is wrong. She's showing that she likes Suyu and wants to get close to Suyu through me. So, what are you curious about? Qin Chu carefully considered Hua Min's words. I have a feeling that Zheng doesn't really want to be with Suyu. She seems to have another purpose, but she's afraid that we'll see through her, so she uses Suyu as a shield. Isn't that a scary thought? Hua Min said all this based on her intuition. What you said isn't scary. It's your normal reasoning. That's why I asked you. What would you think if you were her? Hua Min always relied on Qin Chu when she couldn't figure it out. She leaned her head gently on Qin Chu's shoulder, her mind in a mess. In fact, from the moment Zheng showed up and moved into Suyu's house, I had a feeling that she had a purpose. Zheng had a heart-to-heart talk with me once. She said her ex-boyfriend had let her down, so she was touched by Suyu's deep affection. That's why she's interested in Suyu. That makes sense. But honey, don't forget, everything Zheng told you was what she wanted to express to you. She didn't tell you her true thoughts. You mean, Zheng hid something from me from the beginning? Suddenly, Hua Mian realized that Mr. Qin was a lot deeper than she thought. I always felt that Zheng had a purpose. Her appearance, whether it was in Suyu's house or this time to save you, doesn't make sense. Of course, other people might think it's normal, but I feel it's weird. You're indeed my husband. I feel the same, so I don't know what to do now. No matter what, Zheng real purpose might not be good. Honey, your identity has been exposed, and you're in a dangerous situation. From this moment on, anyone who gets close to you, and even treats you well might have bad intentions. I know. That's why you need to be more careful, Qin Chu reminded her. What should we do about Zheng? Should we investigate her? Zheng background. Suyu and I checked, but we didn't find anything, said Qin Chu. That's why I feel it's weird.
Yeah.
So you must be careful of Zheng. Don't leave your bodyguards alone in the hospital. I feel like I'm the first doctor in history to go to work with a bodyguard every day. It's so pretentious, right? I must have a bad reputation now.
People don't like me. Haha.
They think I'm too pretentious. I don't lack money, but I have to go to work and need bodyguards to protect me. Hua Min covered his face. It's okay. Don't mind what others say. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm glad you don't mind me. Hua Min continued to act like a spoiled child. By the way, didn't you get Han Yuiao into Imperial Star last time? Yeah. Is there something going on between her and Suyu? Chapter 35:78.
What?
Why do you care so much about Suyu's private life? Can I ask? Mr. Qin looked innocent. Are you afraid that he'll miss your wife? Hua Min smirked and teased Qin Chu. Are you kidding? Who would miss a pregnant woman who's 6 months pregnant? Ha, what do you mean? Even you don't like me? Hua Min thought Mr. Qin was cute when he wasn't angry. Plus, when Mr. Qin helped him analyze things he didn't understand, he could see the light. Suyu didn't go to see Zheng, which made her put on an act in front of Hua Min. But Hua Min wasn't stupid. Not only did he not believe her, but he also became suspicious. At night, Zheng took out her cell phone and sent a WeChat message to Suyu. Zheng, come out. Suyu, what's up? Zheng, why did you ask him to come see me? Suyu, Zheng, do you hate me that much? You don't even want to see me. After all, I made breakfast for you for so long. Suyu, so, what do you want me to do? Zheng, come see me tomorrow and line up for lotus leaf noodles. Suyu, Zheng, you're heartless if you don't come. Do you know how I got injured this time? Suyu, Zheng, I did it for Hua Min. Then, Zheng told him how she had saved Huamin. Suyu also knew that Huamin was in danger, so he believed Zheng words. In the end, Zheng said, Suyu, you like her so much, and I saved her this time. I want to eat the lotus leaf noodles you bought. You won't refuse, right? Suyu, I'll go see you tomorrow. I'm not in a hurry. Zheng, I'll wait for you. If you don't come, I'll go to Imperial Star to find you. After Suyu turned off his phone, he sighed slightly. He didn't like Zheng at all. They could be considered friends. But now that she was contacting him endlessly, Suyu was also in a difficult position. And did Zheng say anything when you went to the hospital? She's a little disappointed that you didn't go. Boss is unhappy with you, Shaon replied. Then I'll go there tomorrow. Then aren't you giving her hope? What hope? I plan to bring someone with me.
Who?
Could it be Dr. Hor? Is there something wrong with your brain? Why would I bring Huamin along? I'll go find Han Yueyao. The next morning, having learned his lesson, Suyu stopped sending her WeChat messages or calling her. Instead, he went straight to the Imperial Star Entertainment Department. Han Yueyao had just arrived and couldn't start acting so soon, so she had to do some odd jobs. When Suyu arrived, she was helping a female artist change her clothes. She was working hard. President Su. Hello, President Su. President Su, you're here. The people in the Imperial Star Entertainment Department greeted Suyu when they saw him. President Su, did you come to see me because I'm doing a photo shoot today? The female artist smiled sweetly. Suyu glanced at Han Yueyao.
Come with me.
Me? Han Yueyao looked at herself uncertainly. Don't waste time. Hurry up. With that, Suyu turned to leave. Under the envious gazes of the others, Han Yueyao followed him out. President Su, what's up? Come with me to South Side.
Why?
It's business. Don't ask. Suyu didn't want to say anything. Otherwise, the girl would refuse, and his plan would be in vain. Even if it's business, you have to tell me what it is. Otherwise, I won't go. Hey, I say, were you sent by the Jade Emperor to go against me? How dare you refuse everything I say? Do you want to die? How can there be someone like you? You're too weird. Suyu was annoyed. So, President Su, why are we going to South Side? Han Yueyao didn't give up and wanted to ask Suyu's purpose. Chapter 3579. Okay. I'll tell you.
Tell me.
Han Yueyao said confidently. She had made up her mind that if Suyu didn't make it clear, she wouldn't go with him. She didn't want to get involved in his business. I want you to pretend to be the person I like. For the woman who's pestering you? Han Yueyao reacted quickly. Not the woman who's pestering me. It's just she. Forget it. I can't explain it in a few sentences. Han Yueyao, I'm your benefactor. I should have fired you when you quarreled with Gao Yeruo, but I transferred you to another department. Do you know how many people want to be in the acting department? So, President Su, are you asking for a favor from me? Han Yueyao continued.
Fine.
Then I'll ask for a favor. You've repaid me anyway. Repaying you? I didn't say I'd marry you. Han Yueyao's tone was full of disdain. Damn it. Who said you'd marry me? You're just here to save the day. If you want to save the day, why did you ask me when there are so many girls in our company? Han Yueyao continued to ask. Because you're pretty. You're the prettiest. You're one of the 7 fairies who descended to the mortal world, okay? Suyu said this out of spite. Since you're so honest, then I'll reluctantly agree. But I'll make it clear that this is the only time. In the future, we'll have nothing to do with each other. If you dare to take advantage of me, You'll what? Suyu was exasperated. He was about to vomit blood. I'll tell Sister Mion and ask her to teach you a lesson. You're good at finding people. Suyu was speechless. You see, I know that other than Sister Mion, no one in the world can teach you a lesson, not even your mother. Okay? Don't talk nonsense with me. It's settled. Come to South Side with me tomorrow. Watch your words and act according to my signals. Okay. I got it. I'll get in to pick you up. Don't. It'll be bad if those bitches in the dormitory see this. They'll start rumors again. I'm not going to take the blame. Tell me what time tomorrow. I'll take the bus early and wait for you at South Side. Su Yu was surprised that Han Yueyao was so thoughtful despite her young age. Therefore, he was quite happy and nodded. 8:00 tomorrow. 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay then. I'll see you at the entrance of South Side. Just like that, Su Yu and Han Yueyao settled the matter. Of course, Zheng Ro didn't know that yet. Why was she pestering Su Yu? At this moment, she probably couldn't figure it out herself. She had a motive for getting close to Su Yu in the beginning. It was for the mission that the bureau chief had given her. Later on, she realized that she did have feelings for Su Yu that she couldn't let go. Especially when he returned to the South District this time. He really wanted to see Su Yu, but Su Yu didn't come at all. He only sent an over. That was why Zheng Ro started to make trouble and wanted to see Su Yu. If the bureau chief asked her about it, she already knew what to say. She would say that Huamin was too cautious and couldn't get anything out of him. Even though she saved his life and he appreciated it, he still wouldn't say a word about Liu Yan and the professor. In fact, it wasn't her fault. Huamin didn't tell anyone about his father and sister, let alone outsiders. She didn't even tell Jiang Xiaowei and Zhu Lingling. It wasn't that she was afraid that her friends would betray her. She was afraid that she would bring disaster to them. After all, she had seen with her own eyes how crazy Ian and Nala were. Huamin had nothing to do that night, so he went to the supermarket with his bodyguards to buy some fresh vegetables for the kids. Little Bean was very picky about food. Except for sweets, she almost never ate vegetables. So, Huamin, as her mother, planned to cook for her. But to his surprise, he met someone he shouldn't have met here. We meet again. Lady Qin. Oh, no, I should call you Vice Director Huanao. Chapter 3580. Huiyanyan. Huamin knew that Huiyanyan had come out because she showed up at old Madame Shen's birthday celebration. She didn't plan to hide from anyone. At that time, the media even reported on this incident. After Huiyanyan came out, she seemed to have been staying in the house that Shin Mingxi used to live in with her. Although Shin Mingxi didn't live there anymore, Huiyanyan didn't know where she got the key to the house. Ever since she came out that day, she didn't look for Shin Mingxi. No one knew what she wanted to do. But she showed up at the Shin family's house in such a high-profile manner. She definitely wanted to embarrass the Shin family. Moreover, Huiyanyan was under great pressure from public opinion. Seeing how gentle she was, it was hard to send her back to the psychiatric center. Seeing that Huiyanyan didn't come with good intentions, the bodyguards immediately followed Huamin closely. Haha, Qin Chu really loves you. He even brought 2 bodyguards with him when he went out to buy groceries. That's not bad. I didn't expect you to be able to come out. When Huamin rejected her request, she knew at that time that Huiyanyan wouldn't be able to change for the better in this life. It was impossible to clear her name. Therefore, even though she was 6 months pregnant and had compassion, she still didn't soften her heart. She knew that Huiyanyan must hate her to death. But in other words, even if she had agreed to let Huiyanyan out at that time, Huiyanyan wouldn't have cared about her. Huiyanyan still wouldn't be grateful to her. Huamian could finally let go of the burden in her heart because she had seen everything clearly. But she didn't expect her to be so arrogant as to block Huamin in the supermarket. Nonsense, of course my husband loves me. Yes, you're the luckiest person in the world. You have a husband and a child. Now that you're pregnant with your second child, you can still make Su Yu miss you so much. Hua Xiqian, the former eldest son of the Hua family, lost his glory because of you. Everyone revolves around you and is fooled by you. Haha Huamin, you're really capable. Huiyanyan, will never submit to anyone but you. You obviously don't look. How can you be a vixen? Is it because you're good in bed? Huiyanyan's insults didn't anger Huamin at all. She knew Huiyanyan hated her, so she deliberately provoked her. Do you think I'll be angry? Do you think you'll make me angry? Huiyanyan, don't forget, you're a psychopath and I'm a doctor. So, I'll never lower myself to your level, no matter what you say. Huamin was very calm. After saying this, she lowered her head and continued to pick fresh green peppers. The calmness on her face made Huiyanyan's eyes burn with anger. Huamin, you've done so many bad things. You made me and my daughter like this. You caused the deaths of my mother and my brother and my father. If you didn't team up with that scum Huasiqian, he wouldn't have died. You destroyed my family. You destroyed everything I had. You're the one who played a good hand.
Don't blame me.
You know everything. I don't know. I only know that if it wasn't for you, none of this would have happened. Huyenyen was a little agitated. The bodyguards behind her wanted to step forward, but Huamin stopped them. She knew that in front of so many people, Huyenyen wouldn't do anything to her. Huamin was just running her mouth. Huyenyen, let me guess. Who did you secretly contact and let you out? Huamin smiled. Huamin's smile made Huyenyen feel uneasy. She even felt a little scared. She said she wouldn't implicate that person. Chapter 30, 581. I don't know what you're talking about. You know that someone must have helped you if you were able to leave the mental health center so easily. But if it was your old friend, he wouldn't have waited until now to help you. So, I'm guessing that you must have taken advantage of his psychology. Don't think that you're so smart that you know everything. Huyenyen began to panic. Huamian picked up a piece of green pepper and unhurriedly opened it. Then, the aroma of the green pepper wafted into her nose. She picked up a plastic bag and filled it with 5 or 6 green peppers. She placed them in the shopping cart. Then, she continued calmly, the person you hate the most is Shenmingshi. You don't want him to be happy, so you came out to seek revenge. But Shenmingshi's heart is filled with Weiing. With the Wei family's influence, you can't do anything to her. So, you thought of someone who likes Weiing. Upon hearing this, Huyenyen's face revealed a look of panic. I heard that the young master of the Yi family has been pursuing Weiing for a long time. Because of this, he even had an argument with Shenmingshi. So, Huyenyen, did you have a good time working with young Master Yi? I don't understand what you're talking about. Huyenyen quickly turned her head away. She didn't dare to admit it, and felt very guilty. Haha, your micro-expressions betrayed you.
I knew you weren't a big shot.
I think young Master Yi wants you to separate Shenmingshi and Weiing. He's not stupid enough to offend me. So, Huyenyen, you don't have anyone to rely on now. So, at this moment, you're standing in front of me and yelling at me. Who gave you the courage to do so? Liang Jingru? After Huamin's sharp words, the bodyguards beside him couldn't help but laugh. She saw that young madam usually asked questions and was very polite to everyone. But when it came to insulting people, she really didn't care about their feelings. Huyenyen's face alternated between green and white. I'm not that stupid. You're all playing with your brains. I'm the only one who's stupid. This time, I'm going to fight with you. Just you wait, Huamin. Soon you, Weiing, Shenmingshi, your husband, and your daughter. You'll all taste the consequences of your actions. You've eaten mango, apple, avocado, and passion fruit. You'd better keep it to yourself. And don't appear in front of me. You and I. Then, Huamian pushed the shopping cart away. Although Huyenyen was furious, she didn't dare to chase after Huamian. She could only curse Huamian 1,000 times in her mind. The bodyguard gave her a thumbs up. I learned it from my yen. I can't believe I'm so good at cursing. Haha. Recalling how he had vowed to skin Huyenyen alive, Huamin found it funny. A young lady shouldn't be polite to people like her. Don't take it seriously. I was just bragging. Huamin's mood wasn't affected. She pushed the shopping cart to the cashier and went home to cook dinner. The next morning, when Siu drove to South Side, he saw Han Yueyao waiting for him. She seemed to have dressed up in a dress she had never worn before. But it wasn't the one lady Sue had given her. Instead, it was her own dress. It was light blue with off shoulders. It was very pretty. You're right on time, Sue walked over and said deliberately. I can only give you 30 minutes. Then I have to go back to work. You're the boss and I'm an employee. It's none of your business. If I miss work, my pay will be deducted. Suyu, what are you waiting for? Let's go. But I have something to ask you. President Sue, if your woman scratches me when we go in, will it be considered a work injury? she asked in all seriousness. Suyu's expression was very interesting. Chapter 3582. What did you say? Suyu found the woman's words unbelievable. I said if it's considered a work injury, if she scratches me. Are you kidding me? Suyu rolled his eyes at Han Yueyao. If you say it's not a work injury, I'll go back now. Hey, come back. Seeing Han Yueyao was about to leave, Suyu was anxious. Then tell me if it's a work injury, or not. It's a work injury. If she scratches you, I'll get you vaccinated immediately, okay? You'll have to pay for the nutrition and psychological damage. Why don't you just rob me? Suyu was furious. Robbery is against the law. I don't want to go to jail, so I want to negotiate with you, Han Yueyao said seriously. Han Yueyao, let me tell you, Suyu, have more than enough money to crush you. So, I'll give you whatever compensation you want. Okay. I'm relieved to hear that. I realize that you're a woman who loves money.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love money? Money can satisfy everything. So, if I give you enough money, you'll do anything I ask you to do? Suyu glanced at Han Yueyao in disdain. In fact, he didn't know this girl very well. The only time he had a deep contact with her was when he had dinner with Huamin and Qin Chu. After that, they called each other or sent WeChat messages. Then he showed up at the trainee's place. When he showed up at the trainee's place, the other trainees attacked Han Yueyao. Whatever you say. Anyway, I'll work hard to make money. To his surprise, Han Yueyao wasn't angry at Suyu's humiliating words. She didn't scold Suyu like a virtuous woman, saying things like, "You think you're so great just because you're rich." She was very calm and then took the initiative to walk into the hospital.
Which ward is she in?
Han Yueyao turned around and asked Suyu. Orthopedics, VIP ward. Suyu's face was dark. He was still angry that Han Yueyao had blackmailed him. He even wondered if he should tell Huamin about his distant relative's character. Then, when we go in later, are we just going to be empty-handed? What else? Suyu tilted his head. Don't you have to bring something when you visit a patient? I sent someone to buy it yesterday.
Suyu said.
Yesterday was yesterday. Today is today. I think you should give him a red packet. The patient will be happy to receive the red packet and recover soon. Red packet? She won't care. She doesn't love money as much as you do. She's very rich. Suyu emphasized. He was like a child who wanted to take revenge on Han Yueyao. But he ignored the sadness that flashed across her eyes. She didn't have money. She really didn't have money. She lived in a commoner family, so she had to work hard to earn money and take her parents on a trip. It's okay if you don't want to give me a red packet. I don't understand the world of rich people like you. Seeing Suyu didn't care about the red packet, Han Yueyao stopped pestering him. They walked to the door of the ward one after another. When Han Yueyao was about to knock on the door, Suyu strode over and put his arm around her shoulders. You, don't worry. I'm not taking advantage of you. I told you it was an act. I'll make it up to you when I come out. Before Han Yueyao could respond, Suyu knocked on the door and pushed it open to walk in. You finally came to see me. Zheng Ro was thrilled to see Suyu walk in. She was about to sit up in excitement when she saw Suyu holding a girl in his arms. Her face fell immediately. Chapter 3583.
Whoa.
Lord Su has a new girlfriend? Zheng Ro asked sarcastically. What do you mean by new? We've never had such a relationship before. That's right. Hee hee, I would have forgotten if you didn't mention it. We were just acting before. What about this? How long will she act with you? Is she doing this for your mother to cheer her up or for Huamin to make her feel better? She'll think you're happy, and she'll give birth to the baby. It's none of Huamin's business. I chose her myself. What do you think? Isn't she pretty? Recently, I've been liking girls who can dance. Yao graduated from a dance academy and is playing in my company. We hit it off. Suyu tried to make his smile more natural. Really? Zheng Ro looked at Han Yueyao. She tried to find something in her eyes, but all she saw was the girl's shy smile in Suyu's arms. It was so dazzling. Lord Su has a unique taste. It's good that she can dance.
She can do any position.
I'm sure you'll like her. Zheng Ro's jealousy turned her vicious, and her words embarrassed Han Yueyao. She didn't have much experience in dancing, but understood what Zheng Ro meant. Suyu was calm. Holding Han Yueyao tightly, he lowered his head and said with a smile, "That's right. I think so too. You're so smart. You hit the nail on the head." Zheng Ro couldn't keep her face straight anymore. "Does Huamin know you have a girlfriend?" "I don't think she told me." "Huamin knows. Don't you?" "Yao is Huamin's distant cousin. She introduced her to me." To make Zheng Ro believe he had a girlfriend, Suyu dragged Huamin down with him. He just wanted Zheng Ro to give up. "So, it's like this. Haha, you two are really good friends. How's your leg?"
"I won't die."
Zheng Ro was full of hostility. She looked at Zheng Ro, and then at Suyu, feeling the atmosphere between them was weird.
"How long will you be staying?"
"I don't know. I'll leave when I feel better. Don't worry. I won't stay here on purpose. I won't pretend to be sick to get close to you." "That's not what I meant. You misunderstood. Rest well. What do you want to eat? I'll ask Shaoan to buy it for you and send it to the hospital."
Suyu said.
"No need. Lord Su is too busy to care about me. Now that he has a girlfriend, I'm nothing to him."
"So, you don't have to make it sound so nice."
"Didn't you bring your woman here to show off your love and make me give up?" Zheng Ro looked at Suyu with resentment. Suyu felt awkward and didn't know what to say. He was a man and didn't want to argue with Zheng Ro. At this moment, Han Yueyao opened her mouth. "Since you know it, why do you give him a hard time? Who do you think you are when we're talking?" Zheng Ro retorted angrily. "Of course I'm your girlfriend." Han Yueyao answered matter-of-factly. "Hehe. In today's society, the word girlfriend has many meanings. Even a prostitute is called a girlfriend." Zheng Ro mocked. Suyu was frightened, thinking Han Yueyao was going to explode. To his surprise, the girl smiled and leaned her head on Suyu's shoulder. "It's an honor to be a prostitute. Someone isn't even a prostitute." Zheng Ro was driven mad by his words. Chapter 3584. You're not here to visit a patient. If I had heart disease, I'd be furious. Zheng Ro roared furiously. "Girl, how can you do that? You've mocked Suyu for a long time, and you're mad because we only retorted a few sentences. Do you think only you can commit murder and arson, but we can't light a lamp behind your back? Your double standards are disgusting, right?" Han Yueyao was a quiet girl, but her words were full of vigor. Zheng Ro almost went crazy, but Han Yueyao didn't say anything too outrageous.
"Suyu, you can leave now."
"I don't feel well and want to sleep." "Okay, go to bed early." Suyu could tell that she was about to die of anger, so he was quite pleased. Then he led her out of the ward. The moment they walked out of the door, banging sounds came from the room. It seemed Zheng Ro smashed things because she was furious. "She's really bad-tempered," Han Yueyao exclaimed. "She used to be more bad-tempered than this. Now she can't walk because of her injury, or she'd strangle me. Who would like such a bad-tempered woman?"
"No.
"She's a nice person, but she's bad-tempered," Suyu explained. "Are you two friends?" "Sort of. She knows Sister Mian?" "Yeah. It's so complicated." "Okay, I've done what you asked me to do. I should go back now." Before Suyu could say anything, he saw Humian and a group of nurses coming in for a ward round. They bumped into each other and saw Humian. Suyu's eyes immediately softened. Han Yueyao observed Suyu and found she had never seen such an expression in his eyes before. "Dr. Hua," Suyu greeted him jokingly.
"Whoa.
"President Su, what a coincidence." Huamin teased him. "Sister Mian. Yao, you're here too. Are you here to see Zheng Ro?" Huamin asked. Suyu nodded. "You brought Yao to see Zheng Ro?" Huamin was smart enough to see through Suyu's intentions. "I just wanted her to give up," Suyu explained awkwardly. "This method is quite old-fashioned, but it should be useful." Huamin smiled. "How big is your belly? Why didn't the hospital give you maternity leave?" Suyu looked at Huamin, who had become a little clumsy. Her face also seemed to be rounder than before. After all, she was 6 months pregnant, so she definitely did not look as beautiful as before. However, in Suyu's eyes, Huamin was still the most beautiful girl. President Wu told me to take a rest, but I can't stay at home. Little Bean and Pudding are in school and Mr. Qin is busy with the company. I'm bored at home. Then you can have tea with Jiang Shaowei and Zhu Lingling and chat with them. That's a good idea. But they can't have tea with me every day. They have other things to do. Okay. Take care of yourself. I'll go back to the company in a while. Okay. Let's have dinner together another day. Little Bean and Pudding miss you. No problem. Another day. After greeting Huamian and exchanging a few words, Suyu walked out with Han Yueyao. She opened the door and got into Suyu's car. She wanted to go back to the company with him. Suyu got into the car but didn't drive away. Instead, he took out his wallet and asked Han Yueyao, "How much do you want?" "How much do you want?" Suyu asked her. "What do you mean?" Han Yueyao was puzzled. "Didn't you say you wanted a reward?" "I said if I got scratched, I'd have to pay for it. I'm fine now, right? Didn't you help me scold Xingro? Damn it. You want to pay for that?" Han Yueyao was surprised. 2,000 yuan. I'll give you 2,000 yuan. Suyu checked 2,000 yuan and handed it to her. Chapter 3585. Han Yueyao didn't argue or reject it. She took the money silently. Then she pouted and said, "Call me the next time you need to fight with someone. Are you addicted to it?" Suyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "No. I just think it's a way to make money," Han Yueyao said solemnly. "Then, do you want to open a company to fight with people? You can take orders and fight with people." "Good idea." Han Yueyao nodded. Hearing her words, Suyu glanced at her in disdain. "With your body, I think you can last 3 days at most before you're beaten to death, Han Yueyao. Not everything is easy to make. You're so young. Don't be so greedy." "It's easy for you to say that. You've never been poor, so of course you don't feel this way. Besides, have you noticed that people nowadays always say, 'Hey, don't care about money. Money isn't everything. Money can't buy everything.' These people are usually rich. If I'm serious, I won't live to 18 years old." "Suyu, your point of view is really upsetting." "No. I'm making a bowl of poisonous chicken soup for you to keep you awake at all times. She's a kid after all. There's a generation gap between her and you." In the end, Suyu didn't want to talk anymore and drove Han Yueyao to the company. To avoid suspicion, Han Yueyao got off the car one stop ahead of him and walked to the company. Suyu thought she was a good girl. At least she didn't like to cause trouble, create hype, or create topics. But was such an honest person suitable to be an actress? If an actress didn't create hype, create trouble, pose, or act pretentiously, it would be hard for her to become famous. Suyu shook his head and didn't say more. When Han Yueyao returned to the performance department, she still had to do some odd jobs. Although this department was good and had many opportunities, most of the employees were experienced. Han Yueyao wasn't an acting major and didn't have much experience or acting skills. So, she was willing to start from scratch. "Han Yueyao, take this prop to dressing room number 8. Han Yueyao, take all the trash out and throw them downstairs. Don't take them. Han Yueyao, take these costumes to the laundry room and ask someone to wash them. They must be dried tonight, so they can be used tomorrow." Just like that, Han Yueyao busied herself with work. Most of the time, he ran errands for others. "Hey, didn't I hear about Gao Fei? I thought you'd be awesome after entering the acting department and could reveal the truth. Turns out you're just a handyman." The girls behind Gao Yeruo laughed gloatingly. "It's good to do odd jobs. It's better than fighting with some people." Han Yueyao smiled faintly. "Then you don't even have the qualifications to argue with me now. You can continue to be a small worker here. When I become famous, you will still be a handyman." After saying that, Gao Yeruo walked away arrogantly. She didn't forget to mock in a low voice. "I thought the person recommended by Huamin would be great, but it seems the rumors are false. President Su doesn't like that female doctor that much. He didn't even give her face, haha. Yeah, I think Han Yueyao looks like a handyman. She'll never be successful. The girls had to step on Han Yueyao to curry favor with Gao Yeruo in order to suck up to her. But Han Yueyao didn't care. In the afternoon, Han Yueyao was busy running errands when she received a call from Su Xiaoxiao. Come pick me up at Earl's bar. I drink a bit too much and my stomach is upset. Okay, I'll go now. After the call, Han Yueyao immediately went to find the manager. Something happened to my friend. I want to go out and do something. I want to take a short leave. No, my friend really has something to do. No, I don't have time. Don't you see how busy our crew is? Go do your work and come over to help set up later. Seeing that her boss didn't approve, Han Yueyao gritted her teeth and ran out when no one was looking.
Huh.
Isn't that Han Yueyao? Why is she sneaking out? Gao Yeruo and the other girls who were drinking coffee saw Han Yueyao running out in a hurry. Chapter 3586.
Yeah.
She's sneaky. She's up to no good. The other chimed in. Tong, follow her. Gao Yeruo didn't want to be trampled on. So, she wanted to find dirt on Han Yueyao. But she didn't expect to find dirt on Su Xiaoxiao this time. Okay, I'll follow her. As Gao Yeruo's lackey, she was satisfied as long as she could get some attention from Gao Yeruo. So, this girl was picking on the weak ones. After all, Han Yueyao looked easier to bully. Han Yueyao left in a hurry and didn't notice that someone was following her. She hailed a cab and went to the Earl bar. Luckily, it wasn't far. It only took 35 minutes. When she entered the bar, she saw Su Xiaoxiao, who was drunk. Since it was afternoon, there weren't many customers in the bar. Su Xiaoxiao stood out. She was wearing a denim jacket and skinny black pants. She wore white Converse sneakers and was dressed like a young girl. Unfortunately, she had heavy makeup on her face, and her fake eyelashes could stab people to death. Xiaoxiao, don't run. Drink. The men at the table next to her looked like punks. One of them was pouring alcohol into Su Xiaoxiao's mouth. Han Yueyao ran over and pushed the man away. Xiaoxiao, are you okay? Huh? You're here. Su Xiaoxiao smirked at Han Yueyao, smelling of alcohol. Let's go back to the dorm. Hey, Xiaoxiao. Is this girl your friend? She's very pretty. The men stared at Han Yueyao suspiciously with narrowed eyes. Yeah, she's my friend. I only have one friend.
Huh.
Su Xiaoxiao said something drunkenly. Han Yueyao was angry. She covered Su Xiaoxiao's mouth with her hand and walked out with her. Why are you leaving? She's not done yet. What a bummer. A long-haired man blocked Han Yueyao's way. She's so drunk, and you still won't let her go. Do you have any humanity? Han Yueyao scolded angrily.
Whoa. What?
You're a friend. Drink for her. You can't leave until you're done. What kind of friend are you? Are you kidding me? Han Yueyao asked with her big round eyes. What's wrong with cheating our fathers? We even cheat our mothers. The man looked like a hooligan. I don't have a son as big as you. Hearing her words, the men at the table burst into laughter. Big brother Lin listened to her. Su Xiaoxiao is a weirdo, but her friend is even weirder. Someone said to the man in the middle who had been silent and smoking. Han Yueyao didn't pay much attention to him because his head was lowered and she couldn't see his face clearly. What are you talking about? Hurry up and drink. If you can't finish it, then scram. Let Xiaoxiao continue drinking with us here. The long-haired guy seemed arrogant. Han Yueyao knew Su Xiaoxiao had been hanging out with people who didn't have proper jobs. It was unrealistic to call the police. After all, he was Su Xiaoxiao's friend. So, she helped Su Xiaoxiao sit down and picked up the glass of wine that Su Xiaoxiao hadn't drunk yet. That was a full cup. Can we leave after I finish it? Han Yueyao asked. Girl, this is wine, not beer. Don't lie down after drinking it. If you drink to death, we'll pay with our lives. Hearing the long-haired guy's words, the men roared with laughter. It's my business if I drink to death. But if I drink at all, you're not allowed to fart. You're not allowed to drink with Su Xiaoxiao again. Whoever breaks his promise is a coward. Han Yueyao's words intimidated the hooligans. At this moment, the man sitting in the middle who had been silent all this time slowly raised his head. Chapter 3587. Big brother Lin listened to her. She's so good at bragging. Let her drink. She'll leave when she's done, the man said slowly. At this moment, Han Yuiao walked up to them to save time. She picked up a full glass of wine from the table. It was pure wine without any other drinks. Under the gazes of the men, she downed it in one gulp. Good girl, you're good at drinking. I admire you. Longhair watched in astonishment as Han Yuiao downed a glass of wine in 3 seconds. Han Yuiao glared at them, but didn't say anything. Instead, she helped Han Yuiao walk out. Then they got into a taxi and went back to the dorm. I want more. Give me. Su Xiaoxiao was obviously completely drunk and confused. She didn't know what was going on at all. Han Yuiao was so angry that she didn't say anything. She just helped her back to her room. Drink some water. Han Yuiao picked up a bottle of water and gave it to Su Xiaoxiao. Then she boiled some water and planned to let her take a hot bath. But at this moment, someone knocked on the door. It was urgent. Who is it? Open the door, a stern voice said. Han Yuiao opened the door curiously, and her heart sank. Director, look, I didn't lie to you, did I? Han Yuiao is so busy in the performance department, but she still skipped work and went out to drink with Su Xiaoxiao. How can a girl like her be an actress? People will find out about her. Tong, the girl with Gao Yeruo, followed Han Yuiao. Then she took many photos with her phone and went to the director of the HR department to tell on her. Sun Feifei, the director of the HR department, was a new employee. She was known for her incorruptibility. It was said that Suyu trusted her a lot. What happened this time wasn't a trivial matter. For Imperial Star, it was enough to remove them from the list of Imperial Star Entertainment. What are you doing in the dorm? Sun Feifei looked at Han Yuiao coldly. Director. Director. She can't explain. She's lazy and doesn't want to work. Why did she go out to drink? Smell her. She reeks of alcohol. Gao Yeruo added fuel to the fire. Han Yuiao glared at Gao Yeruo, but didn't say anything. Sun Feifei pushed the door open and walked in. Then she glanced at Su Xiaoxiao, who was drunk like a cat. You two? How dare you? No trainees have dared to do this in the company for so many years. Sun Feifei said sharply. Director, I'm not a trainee, she mumbled. Shut up. Even if you're not a trainee, you're still an employee of Imperial Star. President Su is so nice to you. He didn't care about what happened last time and let you enter the performance department. You didn't cherish the opportunity. Not only did you slack off, you even went out drinking with Su Xiaoxiao. Do you want to go to heaven? Director, it's not what you think. So what? Explain yourself and I'll listen. Don't say that I've wronged you. Han Yuiao only said the word I and couldn't say anything else. She couldn't say that Su Xiaoxiao was drunk and she went to pick her up. After all, it would be like betraying a friend in order to absolve herself. Say it. Why don't you say it? Sun Feifei stared at her face. Director, we did go out to drink. Han Yuiao decided to admit it. Good. From this moment on, you're no longer employees of Imperial Star. Pack up and leave. I don't want to see you again. Wow. He's fired. The female trainees were all gloating over his misfortune. At this moment, the drunk Su Xiaoxiao stood up unsteadily. Who the fuck wants to fire me? Chapter 3588. Hearing Su Xiaoxiao's words, Han Yuiao was shocked. She cursed at the director with such an attitude. She was courting death. Xiaoxiao, Director Sun is here, Han Yuiao reminded her in a friendly way. I don't care who your director is. No one has the right to fire me. Who do you think you are? Su Xiaoxiao seemed to sober up a little. Then she pointed at the group of onlookers at the door and scolded them. Su Xiaoxiao, I've tolerated you for a long time. The previous director tolerated you and didn't care about you, but I won't spoil you. As a trainee, you've been here for almost half a year and have skipped classes all day long. This time, you even took your roommates out to drink. What's wrong with you? Sun Feifei scolded. I'm happy. It's none of your business. Did I spend your money to drink? You're unreasonable. Anyway, I'm the director of the HR department and have the right to fire you too. Please leave Imperial Star's dormitory immediately. Su Xiaofei almost roared the words. Ridiculous. If you want to fire me, ask Suyu to do it. Otherwise, no one can do it. You're so arrogant. Do you know how busy President Su is? He doesn't need to do anything to fire small fries like you. Sun Feifei seemed to be at odds with Su Xiaoxiao. Director, we were wrong, but there's a reason for it. Xiaoxiao isn't someone who doesn't work hard. She's been working hard to get roles for herself. She wants to act. Please give us a chance, okay? Han Yueao didn't want to be kicked out, so she tried to say something nice to ease the tense atmosphere. But her words didn't work.
Stop it.
It's too late to say anything now. Obviously, Sun Feifei was infuriated by Su Xiaoxiao and didn't listen to Han Yueao's explanation. The girls beside them were still fanning the flames. Wow. They're so rude. How dare they talk to our director like that? Yeah, they don't know who they are. After doing such a thing, they're so self-righteous. What a weirdo. Su Xiaoxiao and Sun Feifei confronted each other, and the atmosphere was tense. Don't speak too soon. You'll be slapped in the face. It'll hurt. Su Xiaoxiao looked at Sun Feifei provocatively. Is that so? In that case, I shall wait and see how you'll slap my face. After Sun Feifei said this, Su Xiaoxiao gritted her teeth, as if she had made up her mind. She picked up her phone and dialed a number. President Su, come to my dorm. Something happened here. After that, Su Xiaoxiao hung up. Haha, who do you think you are? Do you think Boss Su will talk to you if you call him? The girl named Xiao Tong laughed sarcastically. Fuck you. Shut up. This is my dorm. I don't want to hear your barking. Scram. Su Xiaoxiao was really good at scolding people, and she scolded everything. Director, look at her. How can someone like her be an artist? Xiao Tong immediately stood behind Sun Feifei and criticized her. You really have no manners. Sun Feifei didn't like Su Xiaoxiao either. She was like a delinquent girl. Xiaoxiao, forget it. Why don't we just leave? If President Su comes, we'll be even more embarrassed. She had a feeling that Suyu would scold her to death when he came, so she might as well leave. Leave? I'll see if Suyu dares to fire me when he comes. Su Xiaoxiao kept calling him Suyu, which surprised everyone. At this moment, a voice came from the door.
What are you arguing about?
President Su, you're just in time. Please help us. Sun Feifei immediately went up to Suyu and complained. Chapter 3589. Sun Feifei rushed to tell him what happened between Su Xiaoxiao and Han Yueao. To prove it, the girl named Xiao Tan took out the photos she had taken secretly. How did you get these photos? Suyu asked the girl. President Su, I saw Han Yueao sneaking out of the company and knew something was wrong, so I followed her. So, you also skipped school? Xiao Tong. She was surprised that Suyu had such a trick up his sleeve. President Su, these two are the most serious cases. You must deal with them seriously. Otherwise, the newcomers in the company won't follow the rules. If we don't follow the rules, we won't be able to manage them. Sun Feifei said a lot of things because she wanted Suyu to agree with her way of dealing with it. At this moment, Suyu didn't speak immediately. Instead, he turned his head and looked at Su Xiaoxiao with a meaningful look. President Su, no matter what, you can't fire me, Su Xiaoxiao said. Come with me. With a slight frown, Suyu called Su Xiaoxiao out. Han Yueao was left in the room. Why are you still standing here? Pack up your things and get out of here. Gao Yeruo looked at Han Yueao with contempt. President Su hasn't made the final decision yet, right?
Hee.
You won't give up until you see the coffin. Don't you think you'll look worse if President Su says it himself? I won't, Han Yueao said matter-of-factly. Director Sun, look, what does she and Su Xiaoxiao think of this place as? A kindergarten? Sun Feifei glanced at Han Yueao and said coldly, don't waste your breath on her. President Su will make the decision when he comes back. Everyone thought Suyu would fire the two girls for serious violations of the rules, like Sun Feifei. But to their surprise, 5 minutes later, after Suyu and Su Xiaoxiao came back, Suyu only said, I've taught Su Xiaoxiao a lesson. She'll go to school on time. I'll forget about this incident. President Su, Sun Feifei stared at Su Yu in disbelief, thinking that she must have heard wrong. President Su, you're being unfair. They're already in this state, and you're telling them to let it go? Gao Yaruo wasn't convinced either. She had always been afraid of Su Xiaoxiao. Because Su Xiaoxiao was more elegant and recognizable than her, many talent scouts tried to win her over when she first arrived. She was afraid that she would be outdone. Later, when Su Xiaoxiao skipped class and went out to play, she was secretly happy. When Han Yueyao appeared, she started to feel uneasy again. With great difficulty, he thought that he could get rid of 2 opponents at once with this opportunity. However, he didn't expect that Su Yu could actually say, forget it. If it was anyone else who would be convinced. How dare you question me? Su Yu glanced at Gao Yaruo coldly. President Su, I'm not questioning you. I just think that you're too careless. No one is happy with you. If you don't like it, you can leave, Su Yu said impatiently. Gao Yaruo was shocked. Sun Feifei was also shocked. Director Sun, does your face hurt? Su Xiaoxiao asked Sun Feifei with a smile. At this moment, she was mostly sober. Sun Feifei's face turned pale in anger. Calm down. Don't talk too much. Focus on your class. I know. Su Xiaoxiao stuck out her tongue at Su Yu. Su Yu glanced at Han Yueyao. And you, if I find you breaking the rules again, you'll be fired. Thank you, President Su. Han Yueyao knew that Su Yu was too partial to them this time. Sun Feifei was obviously not convinced, but no one dared to refute Su Yu's words. The onlookers let it go. After everyone left, they closed the door. Han Yueyao looked at Su Xiaoxiao and asked, Xiaoxiao, what's your relationship with Su Yu? Chapter 30, 590. Su Xiaoxiao looked at Han Yueyao's face and didn't speak. She just smiled. What are you smiling at? Tell me, what's your relationship with Su Yu? Han Yueyao wasn't stupid. She knew there must be a reason why Su Yu protected them in front of Sun Feifei. But she didn't think it was because of her that Su Yu let them off the hook. So, it must be the result of the private negotiation between Su Yu and Su Xiaoxiao. The truth is, I'm Su Yu's mistress. Su Xiaoxiao said with a cheeky smile, making Han Yueyao want to punch her. Can you be more serious? I'm serious. I'm really his mistress. Impossible. Don't lie to me. Why is it impossible? Su Yu hasn't had a girlfriend for years. Men need to satisfy their sexual needs. So, why can't he have a mistress? Xiaohu, it's me. Su Yu likes Dr. Huo, and he's always had Dr. Huo in his heart. He even rejected blind dates, let alone a mistress. I'm not an idiot, and I won't fall for your trap. But your surname is Su, and Su Yu's surname is Su. Are you guys? What? Su Xiaoxiao looked at Han Yueyao curiously, wondering what this woman would think. Are you Su Yu's illegitimate daughter with another woman? Han Yueyao pointed at Su Xiaoxiao, pretending to be surprised. Ha ha ha. Damn it. Su Yu is only in his early 30s and I'm 20. Damn it. Su Yu was only 10 years old 20 years ago. Have you ever seen a 10-year-old give birth to a child? He didn't even have a penis. Han Yueyao. Okay, I'm not going to talk nonsense with you. Anyway, if you're my friend, then don't ask me about it. Okay, I promise you that Sun Feifei won't dare to cause trouble for us anymore. As for that Gao Yaruo, damn it, I'm going to teach her a lesson tomorrow. I promise Su Yu that I'll go to class every day. I'm going to torture her every day. Su Xiaoxiao didn't like Gao Yaruo before, but because Gao Yaruo always skipped classes, they didn't interact much. This time, Gao Yaruo's people followed them and took pictures of them. Then, they went to complain about them, which angered Su Xiaoxiao. She seemed to have made up her mind to teach Gao Yaruo a lesson. Forget it. The less trouble, the better. Why bother? She didn't think it was necessary to argue with those boring women. They weren't the same type of people to begin with. If they couldn't be friends, then they wouldn't be friends. By the way, Xiaoxiao, don't drink with those people anymore. I brought you home today.
What if you don't have me?
What if those men take advantage of you? You'll be at a disadvantage. You have to be careful. No, they won't take advantage of me. Su Xiaoxiao seemed to be sure that she would be fine. Sis, how can you believe in a bunch of hooligans? No, he's not a hooligan. He's the best man in the world. Su Xiaoxiao's eyes were sad when she spoke of him. For some reason, Han Yueyao thought of the man named Lin who sat in the middle of the room and didn't talk much. It seemed that he meant a lot to Su Xiaoxiao. In any case, the two of us got through safely this time. Don't be too reckless in the future. Han Yueyao, thank you for today. I almost got you fired. It's okay. You got in through the back door and managed to control the situation. Han Yueyao smiled. Do you have someone you like? Leaning against the headboard, Su Xiaoxiao lit a cigarette and asked Han Yueyao. Chapter 3591.
No.
Okay. You're a good girl who hasn't been hurt by love. How can I be a good girl just because I haven't been hurt by love? You'll know in the future. If you listen to me, remember, never fall in love with a man. That's not realistic. I'll get married one day. No, getting married and loving someone deeply are two different things. The person you marry in the future may not be the one you love deeply, and the person you love may not marry you either. Sis, you're only 20 years old. Don't give me a bowl of chicken soup so easily. You're not the host of a love talk. I'm telling the truth. This is my advice to you. Don't fall in love, or you'll be the one in pain. Su Xiaoxiao warned Han Yueyao seriously. Han Yueyao took it as a joke and didn't take it seriously. After a long time, when she thought of it again, she knew Su Xiaoxiao was right. Don't fall in love with a person easily, especially when that person doesn't love you back. That kind of feeling was really pain that made you want to die. When Suyu returned from dealing with Su Xiaoxiao and had bought the food for Suyu, it was a pile of spicy duck food. Duck collarbone, duck neck, duck feet, and duck intestines. Suyu opened the fridge and took out 2 cans of cold beer.
Come on.
Drink with me. Suyu waved his hand.
What?
President Su, why are you in the mood today? Is it because you saw Missing Row? Damn it. Don't mention that woman to me, Suyu waved his hand. When he came back, Zheng Ro scolded him on WeChat. She said he deliberately brought a woman to show off. She said he wasn't a man and was narcissistic. He could understand why Zheng Ro was angry, but he couldn't retort. He felt aggrieved to be scolded all the time. What's the matter? Why are you so happy? And was puzzled. Can I drink if there's nothing? I'm bored. I'll drink to find the mood. Can't I? Suyu rolled his eyes. Of course, you're the boss. You're the boss. After saying that, Shaowen sat opposite Suyu. The two of them began to eat spicy duck with beer in hand. You seem to be in a better mood recently. Is your period gone? Suyu glanced at Xiao and Uncle. Shaowen didn't understand at first. Girls have their period once a month. Mine has her period once a month. When she's in a bad mood, she's willful, Suyu said with a smile. President Su, you're so mean to me. You don't have any friends, and was speechless. I'm not your friend. I'm your boss. Tieska. What kind of hero is he to rely on his side to win? Haven't you been talking about your goddess, Liu Yan, lately? Suyu teased him. A few days after Liu Yan left, and was like a madman who couldn't eat or sleep well. She also bought a lot of delicious food for Huamin and asked him to send it to Liu Yan. He was so stupid, Suyu didn't know Liu Yan's true identity, but a woman like Liu Yan was destined to be someone a man like and couldn't control. Not to mention, and even Suyu might not be able to control Liu Yan. She wasn't a little girl. She was a little demon. President Su, let's not talk about this. Let's change the topic. Dr. Hua's birthday this year. Have you thought of a good gift? And successfully changed the topic. As long as it had something to do with Huamin, Suyu would treat it as the most important thing. Sure enough, upon hearing An's words, Suyu looked troubled. Yeah, what should I give her this year? Mion doesn't seem to lack anything. Suyu was in a dilemma. Hee, I have an idea, and offered with a chuckle. What idea? Suyu looked at him suspiciously. Chapter 3592. How about a scalpel? A scalpel? Su-yu couldn't believe it. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Isn't a scalpel the most sacred thing for doctors? Dr. Hua must like it very much. How much is it worth? Su-yu rolled his eyes at him, amused. You can make a set of scalpels made of pure gold. Of course, if gold can't express your feelings, you can add a diamond ring to the hilt. Su-yu was speechless. Damn it. Only you can come up with such an exaggerated idea, Su-yu complained. But exaggeration has always been your style, President Su. And looked at Su-yu innocently. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Forget it. I'd rather not give her anything. I'll be slandered by those people. Su-yu could imagine that scene. Jiang Shaowei, Zhu Lingling, and the others looked at him with disdain. Okay. Do as you see fit. If it doesn't work, you can order a cake as a token of appreciation, Sudden. But according to Su-yu's style, even if he ordered a cake, he would order a 9-story demon pagoda cake. We still have a few days. Let's talk about it later. Troubled, Su-yu drank his wine and didn't mention it again. South side, Zheng threw a tantrum because Su-yu brought a woman to the hospital. She even sounded awkward when she talked to Huamin. Zheng, how are you feeling today? Huamin did his routine ward rounds. I'll be discharged soon and won't come back. Zheng expression didn't look right. Huamin was puzzled. What's the matter? You can all leave. I have something to say to Dr. Hua alone, Zheng said with a straight face. The nurses who followed Huamin on his ward rounds all left the room. Then, Zheng looked at Huamin with deep dissatisfaction. Su has a girlfriend? You already knew about this? Huamin didn't answer. He was thinking about the morning when he saw Han Yueyao. She knew about the relationship between Han Yueyao and Su-yu. They were basically boyfriend and girlfriend. To put it bluntly, the two of them had not fallen in love yet.
What?
Are you feeling guilty and not saying anything? Huamin, I've always treated you as my friend. I think so too, Huamin said calmly. Then why didn't you tell me that something so big happened to Su-yu? I didn't know that they would develop so quickly, and to be honest, I don't really care about Su-yu's personal affairs. You know my situation. I don't understand. You're friends. If you know but don't tell me, then you're lying to me. Zheng insisted that Huamin didn't tell her on purpose. It'd be better if Su-yu told you in person so that people wouldn't gossip. Su-yu is a bastard. He said he couldn't forget you and didn't want to find another woman. It turns out he was lying. He even hooked up with a girl from the dance academy. It's disgusting.
Zheng, Su-yu is a normal man.
This kind of thing is normal. Then why did he choose that woman and not me? Is it because I'm not as pretty as that woman? But you're not pretty either. Why does he like you? Like a jealous child, Zheng compared Huamin to Su-yu. Huamin was speechless. Huamin, I like Su-yu too. I really like him. Can you help me? Chapter 35-93. Sorry, I can't. Huamin refused, without hesitation. From this moment on, she had made up her mind. No matter who it was in the future, even if it was Su-yu's mother, she wouldn't help anyone. It was because of Su-yu. Huamin felt that she had meddled enough. Su-yu was an adult, not a child. He knew who he liked and who he wanted to be with. He didn't need anyone to interfere. Huamin suddenly felt disgusted by what she had done. She knew that Su-yu was in a difficult position, but she still did it. So, she felt guilty. But I saved you. Huamin, aren't you the kindest person? You know how to repay kindness. Shouldn't you repay me? Zheng was so upset that she even brought up the fact that she had saved Huamin before to ask for a favor. Huamin didn't expect this at all. She was slightly surprised. Then, she smiled and said calmly, Zheng, I'm very grateful that you saved me. I'll always remember this. You can tell me what you want, but the premise is that I can do it. It doesn't violate my conscience and morals. Whether Su-yu likes you or not is his business. It's not within my scope of help. I'm sad to hear that. Then, I'm sorry. I have a meeting. Have a good rest. Huamin and Zheng didn't have a good chat. Then, Huamin turned around and left the room. Half an hour later, Qinjie knocked on the door and entered the office. Sister Mian, Zheng Ro wants to be discharged from the hospital. Whatever. If she wants to pay, let her pay. If she wants to leave, let her leave. Sister Mian, her leg hasn't recovered yet. Didn't you say that she'd have to stay for at least half a month? She can decide for herself. I'm a little tired and can't care so much. Huomin's perverted mind was a little strange today. She seemed to have realized something. In the past few years, she had been taking advantage of Suyu's love for her. Introduce women to him, even if it was difficult for him and he didn't like it. But she still stubbornly did it. Every time, Suyu would show up for her sake. Because of this, Huomin blamed himself even more. Sister Mian, are you in a bad mood? Chunjia looked at her and lowered her head. Huomin was rarely so dejected. Little Jia, do you think I've gone stupid from the pregnancy? Am I meddling too much? No, you've always been the same. You've always been the same since I met you. You've always been the same. But I feel that my actions have hurt my friend. Huomin lowered his head, the pen in his hand motionless. She really couldn't write a single word. Sister Mian, are you tired? If you're tired, take a rest. Chunjia saw that her emotions were fluctuating, so she tried to persuade her. And I'm fine. You can go back to work. That day, when Huomin got off work, he learned that Zheng Ro didn't get discharged. However, she contacted President Wu and asked for a new doctor to treat her. Huomin didn't need him anymore. Huomin knew that she was angry. But he couldn't betray Suyu again just because she was angry, right? When he got off work, Huomin walked out and was about to get into the car. Just then, she heard the honk behind her. She looked up and saw Qin Chu's car behind the nanny van. Mr. Qin drove an orange-yellow Ferrari today. He almost never drove such a high-profile car. Hey, beauty with a big belly, if you don't mind, I can give you a ride, Qin Chu joked. Handsome, can you give me a ride for the rest of my life? Huomin teased Qin Chu. Chapter 3594. You're so greedy, a lifetime. What? Do you think it's too long? Huomin pouted. No, I mean a lifetime is not enough. We want 2 lifetimes, 3 lifetimes. Okay, Mr. Qin, don't make mushy confessions here and block traffic. So, Mrs. Qin, let's go home for dinner. Huomin happily opened the car door and got into the car. When the 2 of them reached home, everyone was already waiting for them. Mommy, you're back. Thank you for your hard work today. Love you. Little Bean ran over and whined. Pudding thoughtfully took her mother's bag and brought her a pair of slippers. Huomin suddenly felt comforted and warm. Indeed, home was a warm harbor. Mian, you're back. Let's eat. Her in-laws were busy in the kitchen. Mommy, Grandpa, and Grandma went out to sea today. Little Bean couldn't help but tell. Wow, that's cool. Huomin smiled. Yeah, that's why we have a sumptuous dinner today, Little Bean said mysteriously. It was strange. Huomin loved seafood so much. The twins didn't have any interest in seafood and didn't care whether they ate it or not. Therefore, Huomin rarely thought of eating seafood. After she got pregnant, she didn't eat much for the sake of her second child. So, when she heard that they went out to sea and had a sumptuous dinner, Huomin's first reaction was, did they make seafood? Sure enough. When she walked to the dining room, she saw 10 dishes on the table. They were all seafood, crabs, mantis shrimps, her favorite clams, abalone, and sea cucumbers. They had everything. Wow, what's the occasion today? My birthday is in a few days. Why did you suddenly want to eat seafood? Huomin was pleasantly surprised. We can eat if we want. Why wait until your birthday? Qin Chu stood behind her and hugged her shoulders. Daddy, don't feed us dog food, okay? We're your biological children, Little Bean said in a cute voice. Everyone laughed at his antics. Qin Chu's father sat in the main seat and said slowly, Chu said that although you're pregnant, it's okay to eat crabs once in a while. You can eat crabs if you like. Your mother even made some brown sugar ginger tea for you.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom.
Huomin's eyes were filled with gratitude. Mommy, have a seat. I'll peel the prawns for you. Pudding quietly pulled out a chair, and Huomin carefully sat down. Such a loving atmosphere really warmed her heart like a small stove. In fact, there was no need for riches and honor in this life. As long as the family was happy together, that was enough. Huamin himself did not like luxury goods, even if he did not have so much money now. She would still be happy if she didn't live in a villa worth hundreds of millions. Qin Chu sat beside her and peeled the crab meat for her. The couple chatted casually. Huamin didn't say anything about Zhengruo. She was smart and would not talk too much about Suyu in front of her in-laws. However, the content of the twins' conversation made everyone not know whether to laugh or cry. Mommy, do you know that someone at the school likes my sister? Pooh. How old are you guys? It has nothing to do with age. My sister concluded that it has something to do with our family's wealth. The boy who likes my sister probably wants to be a rich husband. Ha ha ha.
How can that be?
Huamin held the crab leg and laughed. Little comrade Qin, you're also my daughter and come from a rich family. Does anyone like you? Qin Chu asked deliberately. Chapter 30, 595. Comrade Old Qin, that's a stupid question. I'm so pretty. How could anyone not like me? Let me put it this way, if there are 10 people who like my sister, there will be 30 who have a crush on me. That's at least 3 times more than her. Little Bean promised as she patted her chest. Keep bragging. Pudding looked at Little Bean in disdain. What are you bragging about? I'm pretty, prettier than you. That's a fact. Aren't we twins? Don't we look exactly the same? Can't you grow a brain? Pudding was speechless. They were clearly the same, but Little Bean insisted that she was a fairy. Her skin was so thick that it was unparalleled. We are twins, but the details are different. My face is plump and round, so it's normal for people to like me. Hey, sis, don't be jealous. Everyone has good taste. Plump? What a joke. Why don't you just say that you're fatter than me? Pudding added. It's a blessing to be fat, what do you know? Little Bean quibbled. Haha, you're both pretty. Stop arguing and eat. The food will get cold soon. In the end, Grandpa Qin couldn't stand it anymore and began to persuade the 2 children to stop arguing. Mian, your birthday is coming up. How do you want to celebrate it this year? Qin Chu's mother asked. Mom, I'm not old or young. I don't want to celebrate it. Unlike you and Dad, I don't care. How can that be? You're the hero of our Qin family. You gave birth to such a pair of cute and beautiful granddaughters, and now you're pregnant with our grandson. Your dad and I already said that you can celebrate it however you want. We'll help you. It was obvious that Qin Chu's mother liked Huamin more and more. The conflict from back then had long disappeared. As the saying goes, distance tests a horse's strength, and time reveals a person's heart. Grandpa Qin and Grandpa Qin weren't stupid and had already seen clearly what kind of person Huamin was. What Huamian had done for Qin Chu, their children, and their family over the years was enough to make the Qin family respect her for the rest of their lives. Mom, it's really nothing. It's just a home-cooked meal. Our family is together. Mommy, that's impossible. Annie Xiaowei and Auntie Lingling already said that they wanted to celebrate your birthday this year. Auntie even told Uncle Tang that she wanted to celebrate your birthday on the cruise ship. After your birthday, they're holding a wedding. Pudding analyzed the current situation for her mother. Is it okay to be so high-profile? Huamin was embarrassed. It's okay. When it's time to be high-profile, we'll be high-profile. Don't be afraid. Hubby will be high-profile with you. After saying that, Qin Chu peeled another crab leg and put it next to Huamin's lips. This kind of meticulous gentleness made Huamin feel that she was the happiest woman in the world. That night, Qin Ning returned. Since the proposal was successful, Qin Ning had been living in Tang Chuan's villa most of the time. So when she came back that night, everyone was very happy. Little Bean, Pudding, come here and eat dessert. Qin Ning carried bags of different sizes. Thank you, Auntie. Haha, you know me well. Little Bean casually nibbled on Qin Ning's face. Sis-in-law, come here. I bought you some delicious mango dew. It's said to reduce internal heat and is good for pregnant women. That's great. Even I have a share. Qi Ning took out the desserts she bought one after another. It was obvious that she was in a good mood. Sis-in-law, Tang Chuan, and I have already talked about it. We'll plan and decorate your birthday party for you. Anyways, leave everything to us. Let's have fun together. Qi Ning held Huimin's hand intimately. Chapter 3596. Hey, no. I'm embarrassed. Huimin shook his head and refused. It was too embarrassing to let Qi Ning, his sister, help him. No, sis-in-law, I've been thinking about this for a long time. You can't refuse. Otherwise, I won't marry Tang Chuan, Huimin. I really can't take the blame. If Tang Chuan knows, he'll strangle me. Huimin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. So, don't refuse. Leave it to me. I'll give you an unforgettable birthday. Actually, my birthday is unforgettable every year. Huimin smiled. Who said so? My brother is so low-key. He wouldn't do something so pompous. So, we'll do something different this year. When the time comes, I'll invite everyone. If you want to invite anyone else, remember to inform them. I've already bought a cruise ship. Haha, just treat it as a gift from Tang Chuan. Haha, he's going to lose a lot of money this time. He's going to go bankrupt just to marry a wife. Huimin laughed. I'll be in charge of his money from now on. I don't want him to fool around. He won't. He likes you so much. How could he be willing to fool around? Huimin always felt that Tang Chuan was sincere to Qi Ning. Even Qin Chu, who was so reliable, approved of Tang Chuan. By the way, sis-in-law, will your sister come back? Qi Ning asked casually. I'm not sure. I don't think she will. She's very busy. Oh, it's okay. If she's free, ask her to come. The twins seem to like Annie very much. Okay, I'll tell her when I'm free. After chatting with Qi Ning for a while, Huimin went upstairs. As her pregnancy progressed, Qin Chu took care of her more carefully. This included bathing, washing her feet, changing her clothes, drying her hair, and cutting her nails. Huimin felt that Qin Chu was treating her like a daughter. He took care of her in every possible way. It was as if she had returned to her childhood. It was strange. Perhaps it was because she was too engrossed in taking care of Huimin. Qin Chu's insomnia had improved a lot. Of course, it was also related to the medicine that Huimin had developed for him. The couple happily waited for the arrival of Huimin's birthday. On the other side, after Su Yu spoke, no one dared to make trouble for Han Yueyao and Su Xiaoxiao. Han Yueyao was still doing odd jobs in the performance department, but the way people looked at her was no longer the same. There had also been rumors in the company that Su Yu was taking care of the two newcomers. Was it because he wanted to sleep with them or something? Su Xiaoxiao was a woman of her word. She did what she promised Su Yu. She didn't skip classes anymore. She went to class every day. In the practice room, she didn't like Gao Yeruo anymore. But obviously, Gao Yeruo didn't dare to provoke Su Xiaoxiao. After all, she didn't know what the relationship between Su Xiaoxiao and Su Yu was that made Su Yu disregard Sun Feifei. 5 p.m. in the afternoon, Su Xiaoxiao's class was over. She changed out of her dance costume and put on denim shorts and a white short-sleeve shirt. Wearing white sneakers, she went to find Han Yueyao. Without makeup, Su Xiaoxiao looked extremely pure, just like a high school girl. Her face was full of collagen and was naturally beautiful. She was more beautiful than those fake faces of hyaluronic acid. Yao Yao here. Why are you here? Let's go. I'll treat you to dinner. Su Xiaoxiao pulled Han Yueyao out. Where are we going to dinner? I'll treat you to hot pot. No, it's too expensive. The hot pot here is expensive. Let's just order takeout. Han Yueyao didn't want to eat out often. After all, her family was poor. She didn't want to squander her parents' hard-earned money here. I don't have much money. Let's go. I'm taking you to meet a friend. Chapter 3597. Seeing Su Xiaoxiao's insistence, Han Yueyao didn't say anything else. She didn't even have time to change before she followed her into the taxi. 20 minutes later, in front of a Chongqing hot pot restaurant, Su Xiaoxiao glanced at the cool motorcycle parked in front of the restaurant. Look, isn't it cool? Tachum's not bad. Only his motorcycle is so cool. I'll modify one and go for a spin on the road. Just thinking about it makes me feel good. It's the Fast and the Furious. Come on, you're so small. Can you drive such a big motorcycle? Han Yueyao thought Su Xiaoxiao liked strange things. She was like a rebellious girl, except for the fact that she didn't have a shameless hairstyle. Everything else was exactly the same: smoking, drinking, going to nightclubs, fighting, cursing, and tearing people apart. No wonder Gao Yeruo and the others always called her a gangster. Han Yueyao thought they were the only ones eating. When she arrived, she saw two people sitting across the table. Han Yueyao recognized the two men. It was the man who got Su Xiaoxiao drunk that day. The good-looking man seemed to be Big Brother Lin. Big Brother Lin. Su Xiaoxiao seemed to treat the man well. Sit down. The man still didn't like to talk. He didn't even look up or look at Han Yueyao. He just asked them to sit down. Come, let me introduce you to my friend, Han Yueyao. Su Xiaoxiao pointed at Han Yueyao. Whoa, isn't she the beauty who drank wine the other day? The man beside Big Brother Lin recognized her. Han Yueyao was a bit embarrassed. Haha, you guys were scared out of your wits that day. Yao Yao can hold her liquor. Su Xiaoxiao was proud. Han Yueyao's body was a bit special. She seemed to have a special absorption of alcohol. Other people would get drunk after drinking half a liter of white wine, but she drank like a glass of water. She didn't feel anything except for the burning sensation in her throat. So, Han Yueyao didn't feel drunk after drinking that glass of wine. This made the two men even more curious. Yao Yao, this is Big Brother Lin. I met him when I was riding a motorcycle. He's the owner of a modification shop and has his own team. He's very cool. It was obvious that Su Xiaoxiao admired this man. Oh, hello. Han Yueyao greeted him politely. But the man didn't answer. He just picked up the menu and tossed it over. Order what you want to eat. Han Yueyao took the menu awkwardly and put it in Su Xiaoxiao's hand. If none of you are going to order, then I'll make the decision myself. Waiter, give me 4 plates of beef with brains. After a while, Su Xiaoxiao got up and said, I'm going to the bathroom. You guys go ahead. Feeling even more embarrassed, she picked up her cell phone. He was playing one of the more popular elimination games recently. Perhaps it was because her voice was too strange that the two men opposite her turned to look at her. She awkwardly muted her phone and lowered her head to continue playing. What level is it now? The man called Brother Lin suddenly asked. Huh. Han Yueyao was baffled by his sudden question. I play that too, he said. You're playing too. Han Yueyao thought the plot was too dramatic. Why did this man, who looked like Nicholas Tse and was wearing a black short-sleeved shirt, play such a childish game? I'm already at 710, he said. I haven't been playing for long. It's only 185, Han Yueyao said. Looks like you have obsessive-compulsive disorder too. How did you know? Han Yueyao was surprised. This game is a blessing for people with obsessive-compulsive disorder. I didn't notice. Amused, Han Yueyao smiled at the man. At this moment, the man who walked in looked at them and saw Han Yueyao. She was sitting there, smiling with the man, and her smile was rather bright. Did you skip work and come out to play again? You don't have a good memory. Hearing the voice behind her, Han Yueyao was startled. She turned around and saw Su Yu's face. President Su. She was surprised to see Su Yu here. Chapter 30, 598. You're so free. Han Yueyao, look at you. Can't you make some progress? Seeing Han Yueyao come out to drink with a strange man, Su Yu immediately lectured her. He was like a parent who expected better from a child. I got off work, President Su. I didn't skip work, Han Yueyao explained calmly. Didn't you say you have no friends in this city except for Mian? It doesn't seem to be the case. Su Yu glanced at the man beside her. Judging from his clothes, he knew he wasn't someone important. Han Yueyao didn't know how to explain. At this moment, Su Xiaoxiao ran out. Su Yu, why are you here? The moment Su Yu saw Su Xiaoxiao, he understood something. Didn't you say you'd be a good girl? Yeah. I was a good girl. But it's my private time now. What's wrong with me eating with my friends? Are you going to interfere with that? I won't interfere with your eating, but when you make friends, you'd better be careful. Because of Su Xiaoxiao's status, Su reminded her cautiously. I'm very cautious. Do you need me to introduce my friends to you?
No.
You guys eat. Su turned around and left with a straight face, and whispered in Su's ear, President Su, why is Miss Han hanging out with Xiao Xiao? How would I know? Maybe it's because they're both weirdos? Su's hurried departure wasn't without reason. He had inexplicably lectured Han Yueyao. When he found out she was Su Xiaoxiao's friend, he felt awkward. Su didn't say anything about you, did he?
No.
Han Yueyao shook her head. That's good. If he dares to scold you, tell me. I have a way to deal with him. Su Xiaoxiao smirked. Han Yueyao didn't know the relationship between Su Xiaoxiao and Su. But from the looks of it, she was very familiar with Su. She dared to call Su by his name, and Su was very tolerant of her. He knew that this was not a simple matter.
He didn't scold me.
President Su is a good person, Han Yueyao commented objectively. Although Su liked to scold people and was long-winded, he was still a good person. She could tell that he took good care of her. Even if it was only for the sake of Huimin, she was still grateful. Come, let's eat hot pot. Ignore him. Su Xiaoxiao's enthusiasm did not diminish. She took everyone to eat hot pot. Brother Lin, I heard that there's a new movie coming out. Shall we go watch it after dinner? Su Xiaoxiao suggested. Not interested. The man lowered his head and stirred the hot pot seasoning in the plate. Then let's go to karaoke? Before the man could speak, Su Xiaoxiao added another sentence. My friend sings very well. Originally, Lin Heng wasn't interested in singing. But Su Xiaoxiao said Han Yueyao was a good singer. He didn't know why, but he agreed. Baffled, Han Yueyao pushed Su Xiaoxiao. What nonsense are you talking about? My singing is like a ghost crying and a wolf howling. Don't be so stingy. Let me blow on it. Otherwise, how can I hit on a man? So you're really interested in him. No wonder, seeing Su Xiaoxiao admit it so generously, Han Yueyao didn't blame her for talking nonsense. After eating hot pot, Han Yueyao and the other three sang. Su Xiaoxiao took the initiative to find a high-end karaoke room. Su Xiaoxiao took out a super VIP card from her bag. Then, the waiter welcomed them warmly. After entering, Han Yueyao lowered her head and played with her phone awkwardly. Su Xiaoxiao went downstairs to order food and beer. Lin Heng glanced at Han Yueyao. Do you have a boyfriend?
Huh.
Han Yueyao was shocked by the man's question again. Chapter 30, 599. What do you mean? Han Yueyao wasn't a scheming bitch. So, if there was anything she didn't understand, she had to ask him face to face. She didn't think she was familiar enough with this man to ask such a question so casually, so she wasn't very happy. To be honest, if it weren't for Su Xiaoxiao, she wouldn't have come out. If she wanted to do anything back then, she had plenty of opportunities at the capital city dance academy. At that time, the local tycoons drove expensive cars and waited at the entrance of her school every day. Just to hook up with beauties, legend had it that the girls at the dance academy were not only beautiful, had good figures, and had good temperaments. Most importantly, they could cooperate in any position. They were the gospel of men. At that time, some of Han Yueyao's roommates were with tycoons. They wanted to introduce her to them, but she was born into a family of teachers and didn't allow herself to tarnish her parents' reputation. So in the past few years in college, not to mention tycoons, she hadn't even found a rich second-generation heir boyfriend. Those who tried to pursue her were all defeated in the end. Now that she was living in a foreign land, the man who didn't seem to like talking suddenly asked such a question, which annoyed Han Yueyao. It's nothing. I'm just asking casually. You don't have to answer. Don't worry. I won't answer such a boring question. Hey, woman. How can you talk to our brother Lin like that? The man who seemed to be his lackey was quite dissatisfied with Han Yueyao's attitude toward Lin Heng. However, Lin Heng didn't seem to care and didn't let the man continue to pester him. Soon, Su Xiaoxiao came up. She brought a waiter with her, and brought a lot of beer and snacks. Yao, isn't that Mao Bai's song very popular recently? My favorite is Someone Like Me. Hurry up and choose one. I don't know how to. Han Yueyao was dumbfounded. It's okay. Brother Lin knows how to sing. Han Yueyao looked at the man who obviously didn't respond. She sat down and ordered the song on the TV. Then the melody of the song appeared on the TV. Su Xiaoxiao picked up the microphone and handed it to Lin Hang. Brother Lin, I love hearing you sing. Hurry up and sing for me. Lin Hang slowly took the microphone and sang as if there was no one else around. It was like kneeling down. Han Yueyao didn't expect the Prince of Hesitation, who was a motorcycle rider, to be so good at singing. There was a hint of vicissitudes in his voice, as if he was someone with a story. Does it sound good? Su Xiaoxiao asked. Well, not bad. She hated Lin Hang a little, so she didn't praise him. Before the song was finished, Su Xiaoxiao ran away, without saying where she was going. Embarrassed, she got up and walked into the washroom. Then she locked the door and played with her cell phone. She was really afraid that the man would suddenly ask an even more awkward question. In fact, she was overthinking things. Lin Heng didn't care whether she answered or not. Su Xiaoxiao ran to the private room next door and sat down before Wei Ying. Sister Wei Ying, how long has it been since I last saw you out? Yeah, I'm old and can't stay up all night. Wei Ying smiled as she held a bottle of Budweiser. Have you made any progress with Shinmingxi? Su Xiaoxiao had known Wei Ying for many years and knew what was on her mind. Forget it, let's not talk about it. At the mention of Shinmingxi, Wei Ying's mouth turned bitter. She thought that the two of them would have a good relationship, but who knew that Hui Yanyan would suddenly return? She kept harassing Shinmingxi, causing great damage to their relationship. They divorced because of Hui Yanyan. Now, because of this woman, Wei Ying's heart was almost empty. So you're going to be with young Master Yi? Su Xiaoxiao asked her secretly. Then she stole a glance at Yi Zhaoyang, who was singing not far away. Wei Ying hesitated and didn't know how to answer. Sister Wei Ying, when I came in, I saw Shinmingxi loitering downstairs. Is he waiting for you? Su Xiaoxiao thought for a while and told Wei Ying what she saw. He's downstairs. Wei Ying was surprised. Chapter 30, 600. Su'er nodded. Wei Ying began to feel conflicted again. She had thought she wouldn't have anything to do with Shinmingxi. Her brother, Wei Liao, strongly objected to it. This time, after the psycho Hui Yanyan came back, even her sister-in-law, Jiang Xiaowei, persuaded Wei Ying to give up. So, they hadn't seen each other for a long time. During this time, Shinmingxi sent Wei Ying several WeChat messages. But Wei Ying didn't reply. She only replied once in a while, but her tone was indifferent. Shinmingxi was smart enough to figure out what she was trying to do. After that, there was a gap of about a week, and the two of them didn't have any contact. Wei Ying felt that it was impossible for them to be together again. Since Yi Zhaoyang was chasing her relentlessly, she and her friends went out with him to have fun. But to her surprise, Su Xiaoxiao told her that Shinmingxi was waiting for her downstairs. This made Wei Ying's determination waver again. Sister Wei Ying, you seemed conflicted. Things between us aren't that simple. Wei Ying sighed in a low voice. Sister Wei Ying, I think if you like someone, you should say it out loud. If you hold it in for some reason and miss the opportunity, you'll regret it when you're old. There's no medicine for regret in this world. The taste of regret is terrible. So, I don't know what's going on between you two. If you like him, give him a chance. Otherwise, you two will miss the opportunity. Su Xiaoxiao was still young. As the saying goes, newborn calves aren't afraid of tigers. She spoke and acted like an adventurous child. But Wei Ying did take his words seriously. Wei Ying stuttered for a long time, not knowing what to say. You decide for yourself. I'm going to karaoke with my friends. Talk to you later. Su Xiaoxiao stood up and left. Wei Ying clenched her fists and finally made up her mind. She picked up her bag and walked out. Ying, where are you going? Yi Zhaoyang immediately followed her. I'm going out for some fresh air. It's a bit stuffy. I'll go with you. No, I want to be alone. Then, Wei Ying stood up and walked out. Yi Xiaoyang's expression became complicated. Young Master Yi, you haven't managed to woo Miss Wei yet? Someone on the side deliberately jeered. Yeah, young Master Yi. Wei Ying isn't a virgin. She's already been married. Why is it so hard to get her? Did you not use your trump card? Shut the fuck up. For some reason, Yi Xiaoyang's mood suddenly turned sour. After scolding him, everyone saw that he was really angry and didn't dare to continue teasing him. When Wei Ying went downstairs, she saw Shin Mingxi still loitering by the roadside. Parked next to it was a black Porsche Cayenne that he often drove. Shin Mingxi was still holding a cigarette in his hand, and there were already 5 or 6 cigarette butts by his feet. Seeing this, Wei Ying's heart twitched. She took a deep breath and pretended not to know anything as she walked over. Brother Mingxi, why are you here? Oh, I came here with my business partner. They just left. You're here too? Obviously, Shin Mingxi knew Wei Ying was here.
Okay.
Wei Ying nodded. Are you cold? Why are you wearing so little? He saw Wei Ying in the middle of the night, only wearing a short-sleeved dress. Shin Mingxi took off his black and white baseball uniform and put it on Wei Ying. Then they fell into silence again. You go first. Shin Mingxi smiled, but it was a tired smile. Chapter 30, 601. I've been busy lately. Sometimes I don't have time to reply to your WeChat messages. Wei Ying purposely explained. It's okay. Shin Mingxi seemed to know why. How have you been these days?
No.
Wei Ying looked at Shin Mingxi in surprise. It wasn't his usual style. Is it because of Hui Yanyan? Is she still bothering you? Wei Ying asked.
No.
Then, Wei Ying was curious, wondering what the man wanted to say. Because I've been thinking about you. Wei Ying. Shin Mingxi seemed to have become bolder recently. He would never have said such things before, but now he could say them so naturally. Mingxi, actually, I know your situation. I won't give you a hard time. Ying, I brought this upon Hui Yanyan myself. You don't have to bear the consequences with me. Plus, Whale Yangchuan doesn't plan on forgiving me. I know that. You're the best you now. But I don't deserve you anymore. Shin Mingxi's words came from the bottom of his heart. But Wei Ying's heart ached when she heard his words. Tears almost fell from her eyes. Mingxi, don't say that. I feel bad. It's okay. The truth is, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't sleep and miss you so much. One of my friends posted it on WeChat, and I saw you were there, so I drove here. But I can't go upstairs to see you, so I thought it'd be good to see you downstairs. Wei Ying felt worse and worse. Go upstairs. They're still waiting for you. What about you? Wei Ying asked. I'll go back. It's good to see you again. Then, Shin Mingxi turned to leave. Indeed, if he continued, he wouldn't be able to leave. Shin Mingxi saw all the good things about Wei Ying. She was no longer the unreasonable, arrogant, and unreasonable rich young lady. Mingxi, what about your coat? Wei Ying tried to find a topic. Wear it. Don't give it to me. You don't want to catch a cold.
No.
You can have it. It's windy at night, and you can't wear too little. Wei Ying quickly took off his coat and helped him put it on. Shin Mingxi turned around abruptly, and the two of them almost collided. The distance between the tip of his nose was so close that one could see his pores. Then there was the sound of awkward breathing. Looking at Wei Ying up close, Shin Mingxi felt his heart race. At this time, shouldn't he do something? Yes. He suddenly felt that he was losing his mind. At this moment, all he wanted to do was kiss Wei Ying. This was the girl he missed so much in his heart. Just as Shin Mingxi leaned in and was about to kiss her suddenly, a voice broke the silence.
Ying.
Wei Ying came back to her senses and saw Yi Xiaoyang standing at the entrance of the nightclub, his face dark. Because of the intervention of an outsider, the two of them naturally separated. Wei Ying returned the clothes to him. Ying, everyone is waiting for you. Go on up. Yi Xiaoyang didn't speak to Shin Mingxi, but he didn't pick a fight with him like he usually did. He wanted to leave a gentlemanly image in front of Wei Ying. Brother Mingxi, drive slowly and be careful. All right, you can go up then. Then they turned around at the same time. I'll go downstairs with you in the future. It's not safe at night. If you meet someone with bad intentions, you'll be in trouble. After all, there are a lot of scumbags in this world. Shen Mingxi heard Yi Zhaoyang's words clearly. When he heard the word scumbag, his heart trembled. Indeed, he admitted that no matter who was right or wrong, he shouldn't have done that to Wei Ying. He was a scumbag.
Stop talking.
Let's go. Wei Ying wasn't very happy and didn't give Yi Zhaoyang a good look. In another private room, Su Xiaoxiao was in a good mood and had drunk a lot of wine. Then she did something crazy. When Lin Heng was singing, she stood up, rushed over, and pushed him onto the sofa. At that moment, the air suddenly fell silent. Han Yueyao almost dropped the wine glass in her hand. Chapter 36:02. Ahem, ahem, ahem. Han Yueyao coughed violently, feeling extremely awkward. She had known that Su Xiaoxiao was extremely ferocious, but she didn't expect it to be to this extent. Was she forcing herself on him? Lin Heng's reaction was also very fast. The moment he was pushed down by Su Xiaoxiao, when Su Xiaoxiao's lips touched his slightly cold ones, he woke up immediately. Lin Heng immediately woke up, pushed Su Xiaoxiao away, and then turned over. Big brother Lin, I like you very much. Do you dare to date me? Su Xiaoxiao didn't seem embarrassed at all, and even took the opportunity to confess. It's quite an exciting scene. Han Yueyao was stunned. Yes, as Su Xiaoxiao's friend, she was indeed stunned. Ahem, this is the 7th time. Xiaoxiao, is it really okay for you to take advantage of Big Brother Lin like this? The man who came with Lin Heng seemed to be defending Big Brother Lin. Hearing that it was the 7th time, Han Yueyao almost spat out her saliva. I don't care how many times it is. Anyway, I won't give up. Su Xiaoxiao glared at the man. Su Xiaoxiao, stop it. Glancing at Su Xiaoxiao coldly, Lin Heng stood up and was about to leave. You can't leave. If you don't become my boyfriend, you're not allowed to walk out of this door today. Su Xiaoxiao was probably very sad at being rejected again. Then she turned into a female bandit and blocked Lin Heng's way. Do you want to add I opened this mountain and planted this tree? Han Yueyao reminded him jokingly. Yes, yes, yes. Yao Yao's suggestion is good. I opened this mountain and planted this tree. If you want to pass this road, leave your body. Ahem, ahem, ahem. The man behind Lin Heng coughed violently, thinking how insatiable Su Xiaoxiao was. Not only did she openly court him, but she also made it so explicit. It was a good thing that Brother Lin was a man who could control the situation. Otherwise, if it were any other man, they would have been embarrassed to death. They would have been embarrassed to death. I told you, we're not suitable for each other. Lin Heng's words were cold. It's not up to you to decide whether we're suitable or not. No one is born suitable for each other. It's all made up. You're not my type. Lin Heng stared at Su Xiaoxiao indifferently. Then I'm willing to become your dish. Su Xiaoxiao, don't be so childish. You're 20 years old. You're not a kindergarten kid anymore. How many times do you want to play such a boring game? Play until you agree. I won't agree because I don't like you at all. After saying that, Lin Heng rudely pushed Su Xiaoxiao away, opened the door, and left. Bastard. Lin Heng, you bastard. After being rejected again, Su Xiaoxiao fell to the ground and cried awkwardly. Xiaoxiao, are you alright? Lin Heng. Fuck you. I swear that one day, I'll appear in your household register. Even if I can't marry you, I'll marry your father. I'll make you call me mom every day. Hearing his words, Han Yueyao burst out laughing again. Lily, calm down. Calm down my ass. Didn't you see my man run away? Get it back for me. Su Xiaoxiao gave her a hard shove. Then he pushed Han Yueyao out.
Hey.
Lin. Mia? Wait a minute. Lin Mia? Lin Heng frowned slightly when he heard how Han Yueyao addressed him. Chapter 36:03. Lin Mimi, Xiaoxiao is your friend. Do you have to do this? Why are you scolding her? Do I have to let her do whatever she wants to me? Ha! How can a woman scold a man? She's just teasing you. Don't mind her. I don't think you can joke about relationships. I don't understand your values. As Lin Heng spoke, he glanced at Han Yueao's face. Lin Mimi, Xiao Xiao is really sad that you're like this. Do you still want to be friends? Han Yueao tried to smooth things over. We don't have to be friends. Damn. I don't understand. What is Xiao Xiao like about a blockhead like you? I don't understand either. The two of them looked at each other quietly. Han Yueao was about to speak when Su Yu and a client walked out. You haven't gone home yet? Su Yu was infuriated to see Han Yueao not home at such a late hour, and doing something with a man. What a coincidence. President Su. Han Yueao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Did she step on dog shit recently? No matter what she did, she seemed to run into Su Yu and be scolded by him. Yeah, what a coincidence. Your nightlife is getting more and more colorful. Su Yu looked at her in disdain. Seeing this, Lin Heng turned around and left. Hey, Lin Mimi, Han Yueao wanted to chase after him. But Su Yu grabbed her wrist. Stop right there. President Su, I have to get him back or else. Boyfriend? Su Yu was confused. No. Don't you think your behavior is a little indecent? You still want to be an actress and artist? Aren't you afraid that your reputation will be exposed and you'll be smeared? Su Yu thought Han Yueao was a well-behaved girl at first. She never did things like that. But now, she was getting more and more ridiculous. She was doing this with a man on the street. Didn't Huamin care? President Su, it's not what you think, haha.
Su Yu said.
Stop laughing and joking. Go home immediately. Okay, I'll go back now. Wait for me outside. I'll send you off. Huh. Han Yueao was dumbfounded. Don't try to trick me. I have to send you back myself. Also, I'll definitely tell Mian about this. Su Yu scolded furiously. That's right. He just wanted to show Huamin what kind of rotten cousin she was. What kind of character did she have? Han Yueao felt wronged, but didn't dare to say anything. If he told Su Yu that he came here with Xiao Xiao, wouldn't the conflict between Su Yu and Xiao Xiao get worse? Although she didn't know what their relationship was, Xiao Xiao didn't seem to respect Su Yu very much. Perhaps there was some conflict between the two of them. After much consideration, she decided not to tell him that Xiao Xiao was here. Therefore, he silently went outside with his head hung low. CEO Su Yu, a new girlfriend? The client looked at Su Yu in confusion. No, it's my friend's younger sister. I was asked to take care of her. Oh, I see. This girl is not bad. I wonder if it's possible. The middle-aged man seemed to have other thoughts. I'm sorry, President Song. My friend's younger sister is like my younger sister. Okay, I understand, President Su. Seeing Su Yu's quick refusal, the man didn't say anything else. After and saw the client off, Su Yu stepped on the brakes in his black Lamborghini and stopped before Han Yueao. Good evening, President Su. Han Yueao decided to try flattering Su Yu and see if he would let her go. Good evening. Get in the car. Su Yu's face was dark. Chapter 3604. Can I not get in the car? Han Yueao pouted. What do you think? Su Yu gave her a dirty look. Finally, Han Yueao got into the car helplessly and sent a message to Su Xiao Xiao, telling her that she was in Su Yu's car and not to expose her whereabouts. After getting into the car, Su Yu started the car and drove away. When the car stopped, he didn't say anything. Embarrassed, Han Yueao lowered her head and took out her cell phone to play the popular antivirus game. Su Yu tilted his head and glanced at her. He was furious. You're in the mood to play games? What else can I do? Should I cry and beg President Su for forgiveness and not drive me away? You're different from ordinary people. Are you a weirdo? Su Yu thought the girl's way of doing things, including the way she spoke, was indeed unique. President Su, don't think too highly of me. I'm just a small shrimp and not worth your attention. Su Yu. President Su, you're the one who's in the mood. Shouldn't you be busy choosing a gift for Sister Mian? Why do you have time to care about the nightlife of your employees? How come the whole world knows it's Mion's birthday? Suyu froze slightly. Sure enough, the girl used Mion's birthday as a cover. That's because Sister Mion is a nice person. Although she didn't say it on WeChat, everyone knows it. In fact, Han Yueyao learned about it in private because Lady Su told her. Lady Su meant that since Huamin had introduced her to the company, she wanted to choose a gift for Han Yueyao. That way, Han Yueyao would look good. But the girl refused. She couldn't afford it, so she took someone else's gift and said it was a gift from her. Han Yueyao really couldn't do it. That was what she had said. She said to Suyu's mother, "Auntie Su, I think it's a matter of sincerity. Sister Mion doesn't care about the difference between rich and poor. I'm a student and don't have the ability to buy luxury goods. It's not good for you to buy it for me. Why don't I save up some pocket money and buy something sincere?" Hearing this, Suyu's mother agreed. In the end, she didn't ask Han Yueyao to give her the pair of Burberry scarves she had bought for her. So when she saw Suyu's reaction today, she immediately brought it up, but Suyu was much calmer. "What are you going to give him?" Suyu was curious about her gift.
Guess.
Han Yueyao smiled mysteriously. Suyu was speechless. Forget it. You rich people won't be interested in my gifts. They're not expensive, but I know how good Sister Mion is to me. Don't be so serious. Did you get an invitation? Suyu teased her. Invitation? Obviously, Han Yueyao didn't know there was such a thing. Mion's birthday party will be held on a luxury cruise ship. It's hosted by my buddy, Tang Chuan. His fiancée, Qi Ning, is Mion's sister-in-law. They're very close. Qi Ning proposed to hold a big birthday party for Mion this year. Without an invitation, you can't enter the cruise ship. So, do I have to follow you and sneak in? Han Yueyao asked calmly. Do you think I'll take you in? Suyu rolled his eyes at her. Suyu drove me home so late, so I have to be a good person. I'm not a good person, Suyu quibbled. If you're so unreasonable, I'll have to go to Southside and talk to the sister in the VIP ward of the orthopedics department. Han Yueyao smiled. Damn it. Are you threatening me? Suyu was surprised. Chapter 3605. I don't dare to threaten her. I just want to chat with that beauty and be friends, Han Yueyao said calmly as she played the game. Suyu was so angry that he laughed. You're the most shameless woman I've ever met, Suyu said. Thank you for your compliment. I'll continue to work hard. If you continue to be like this, you won't be able to get married. No man will want you. Suyu gave her a piece of advice. You won't be able to find a wife either. How dare you criticize me? Suyu. Suyu was so angry that he didn't want to chat with Han Yueyao anymore since they couldn't continue the conversation. Soon, Suyu stopped the car at the entrance of the dorm. Why didn't you sneakily get off the car today? Suyu asked curiously. I'm not that stupid. I was afraid people would gossip about me. But now, even if you don't drive me, people will gossip about me. Han Yueyao was referring to the time when Suyu appeared and let her and Su Xiaoxiao go by accident. That time, both Sun Feifei and Gao Yero were humiliated. Rumors spread in the company that she or Su Xiaoxiao had a relationship with Suyu. Some people even said they were Suyu's mistresses. Han Yueyao laughed so hard that her teeth almost fell off. She swore to herself that the next time she heard someone say something like that, she'd retort to their face. Uncle Suyu was over 30 years old. How could he have such good stamina? How could he keep two mistresses at the same time? You talk too much. Get off the car. Suyu waved his hand and shooed her out of the car impatiently. Then he reminded her, don't talk nonsense to Xingro, or I'll beat you up. Oh, that girl's name is Xingro. I remember it now. Han Yueyao replied slowly. Suyu felt like he was hit by 10,000 points. He really couldn't chat with this weirdo. Furious, Suyu slammed the car door and left. Han Yueyao stood on the spot and laughed. Since when did my life goal become to punish big bosses? Han Yueyao froze. On his way back, he received Little Bean's voice message and WeChat message. Handsome Su, we're at Uncle Tang's villa.
Come and eat hot pot.
It's so late and you're still eating? Aren't you on a diet? Suyu replied, amused. You need to eat to have the strength to lose weight. Little Bean's ability to quibble was superb. Seeing that Suyu was unmoved, Little Bean added, "Come quickly. Let's discuss the grand plan together." What big plan? Suyu already knew what it was, but he was just teasing Little Bean. It's about my mommy's birthday. Uncle Tang and my auntie said that they want to give my mommy a surprise this year. All right, wait for me. I'll be right there. Suyu turned the car around and drove toward Tang Chuan's private villa. At this moment, only Tang Chuan, Qi Ning, Little Bean, and Pudding were in Tang Chuan's private villa. The housekeeping auntie they hired helped them wash the ingredients they needed for the hot pot and prepare the base. Sir, it's ready. You can eat now. Okay. I'll wait for my friend. I'll ask the driver to take you home first. Okay. After the housekeeper left, Tang Chuan and the others gathered in the living room. Sis, do you love me? Little Bean leaned over to Pudding and asked. No. I'll be sad if you say that. Little Bean pouted cutely. Your trick doesn't work on me. I know you have a favor to ask of me, but no matter what it is, I won't agree. Pudding refused calmly. Chapter 3606. Are you even my biological sister? How can you be so heartless? Cut the crap. I'm not buying it. Pudding continued to play on her phone. Sis, you're so rich. Can you lend me a little? No. But if you don't lend it to me, I won't be able to prepare a birthday present for Mommy. You don't need to prepare it. I'll prepare it. But it's your money. Mommy gave birth to both of us. Why can't you get a present but I don't? What will Mommy think? Even if you don't like it, you're still making a profit. Little Bean. Qin Zhao Zhao, you're so heartless. You'll regret it in the future. Little Bean was furious that her sister wouldn't lend her the money no matter what. She tilted her head and ran to Qi Ning. Auntie. Yeah? What are you going to give Mommy? I'm not telling you. Hee hee. I'm not curious. I'm just wondering if you can lend it to me. No. Qi Ning refused with a smile. Auntie, you can't do this to me. I'm afraid you'll use all the money I lend you to buy desserts. Am I that greedy? Little Bean said with disdain. You are. Pudding and Qi Ning both retorted. Uncle Tang and the others are all bullying me. You're the only one left. Little Bean immediately changed her target. Don't worry, Little Bean. Even if the whole world abandons you, you still have me. After all, I don't love you. Tang Chuan's words made things worse for Little Bean. Little Bean. She stood in the living room with a pitiful look, full of grief. At this moment, the doorbell rang. Little Bean quickly ran over and tiptoed to open the door. The moment she saw Suyu, she jumped into his arms. Handsome Su, you're finally here. They're all bad people. They're all bullying me. Haha. You're bullying me again. Suyu dotingly picked Little Bean up from the ground. She wants to borrow money. We don't want to lend it to her. Pudding explained. Why do you want to borrow money? To buy a present for Mommy. That's not necessary. Your Mommy doesn't want presents. Mommy. Little Bean wanted to borrow money from Suyu, but Suyu told her that her Mommy didn't need any presents from her, which made her swallow her words. Ha ha ha, handsome Su. I like your humor. Pudding knew that Suyu did it on purpose. She couldn't help but laugh at Little Bean's humiliation. You guys are going overboard. Little Bean was furious. Don't worry, Daddy won't lend it to you. Then I'll go find Buyun. Finally, Little Bean used her ultimate move and brought out her friend, Gao Buyun. Forget it. Buyuan's pocket money can't even buy a cake. His mom treats him and his dad like military dogs, Tang Chuan said jokingly. No. You don't know him. Although Buyuan doesn't have money, he can borrow money from Wei Yunchu. Haha. The Wei family is rich. As far as I know, Annie Xiaowei is very generous to Yunchu. Little Bean glanced at Pudding with a smirk. Pudding, what do you think? Tang Chuan teased the twins. Yunchu won't lend money to Buyuan. Buyuan will lend it to Little Bean because I have all of Yunchu's pocket money. He's used it to buy stocks. Damn it. That's unbelievable. Tang Chuan was astonished. At such a young age, Pudding could get her boyfriend's private money to invest. She was a winner in life. Hearing this, Little Bean pointed at her sister and yelled, "Qin Zhao Zhao, from this moment on, I don't love you anymore." Chapter 3607. You make it sound like I'll turn into Chong if you love me, Pudding said with contempt. Handsome Sue, they're all bad people. They won't lend me money. You're the only one. Once again, Pudding placed her hope on Suyu. Okay, good girl. It's okay. I'll lend you as much as you want. I'll even give you Imperial Star. Suyu chuckled. I'm not that greedy. Really. But I haven't thought of a gift yet. You don't have to lend me the money. You can lend me the money when I decide what to buy.
Okay.
Suyu rubbed Pudding's head, mesmerized by her cuteness. Suyu was called to the hotel in the middle of the night to plan the birthday party on the luxurious cruise ship with Qin Ning and Tang Chuan. On the other hand, Wei Ying's heart was in turmoil after her encounter with Shin Mingxi. Then, she went to the Public Security Bureau and found Jiang Xiaowei, who was at work. Sis-in-law, do you have time? Let's talk. Have a seat. Jiang Xiaowei could guess what Wei Ying wanted to talk about. Her sister-in-law's whole world seemed to revolve around Shin Mingxi. It was like this in the beginning, and it was still like this after the divorce. Sis-in-law, I've been a bit upset these days. Because of Shin Mingxi? Jiang Xiaowei placed one of the 2 cups of coffee in front of Wei Ying. Wei Ying nodded without hiding anything. You still can't forget him. Jiang Xiaowei said it as a statement, not a question.
Yes.
Then what do you want to do? Get back together with him? I've thought about it, but Mom, Dad, and my second brother, that's not the main reason. It's up to you. Jiang Xiaowei interrupted Wei Ying. Sister-in-law, to be honest, I'm conflicted as well. I thought that we would slowly find our way back to how we used to be. To be honest, Mingxi, we've known each other for so many years, but he's never been this nice to me. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't touched. Mom said that he just needs women and told me not to trust him. But he's rich and powerful. If he just needs women, he could just casually find someone with a good figure and a pretty face. He wouldn't have come to me. Since that's what you think, what are you still hesitating about? Wei Ying pursed her lips and remained silent. Are you afraid of Hui Yanyan? Jiang Xiaowei was indeed a psychology student. She immediately got to the point. How should I put it? It's not that I'm afraid of her, it's just that I've been tortured by her for the past few years. After saying this, Wei Ying looked a little tired. If it were the old Wei Ying, she would have been willing to continue fighting with Hui Yanyan. Back then, she was full of fighting spirit. She would have been arrogant and domineering. But now, Wei Ying had changed. Her personality had become very indifferent. Sometimes, she even wanted to imitate Huamin's lifestyle. She wanted to be the kind of person who didn't fight for anything and left everything to fate. In the past few years, Huamin never fought for anything, but she had everything. With this mentality, Wei Ying didn't want to continue fighting with that crazy woman, Hui Yanyan. But she couldn't bear to leave the man she loved. Just like that, she lived in a dilemma. Sister-in-law, you're smart. You and Sister Mian are the smartest women I've ever met. You're the best at managing marriage and love. I believe you'll give me good advice. Please help me and tell me what to do. It was obvious that Wei Ying was in a lot of pain. Otherwise, she wouldn't have rushed to Jiang Xiaowei's office to talk to her before she got home from work. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.